Water, and I love Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Even if it is humid, thank you, God. And hopefully it'll be a beautiful show. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. In studio with me today, because Eddie's got the week off. We have Troy Carrico joining us. How you doing today?
Man, if I were any better, I'd be twins. You know that.
I like that one.
Yeah, Robin just says you don't want that, but I would like that.
And let's bring in now, as we do to kick off all Wednesday programs, Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show and editor-in-chief there at 1819 News and debate moderator par excellence. Jeff, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and I want to give you the same praise I did on your own show. I do genuinely appreciate, like, you asked the questions quick, to the point, and got out of the way. I can't stand it when moderators, like, want to be take up most of the conversation, so to speak.
No, nobody was there to see Jeff Poor. Okay, I wouldn't have gone if Jeff Poor were top billing. So I get it.
Well, so what do you think of the night and how it went, how the candidates did, just without even necessarily getting into the details of the issues, just how people carried themselves?
I thought they were a little more nervous than I would have expected. I mean, I know stakes are high at this point, and these are statewide offices, and I've already done a dozen of these this cycle, these forums and debates, but there was just an air of tension there on Monday night. You could see it. You could kind of sense it. And I don't know what these candidates necessarily had expected out of it, but I mean, it was what it was. I thought they all did pretty well. They seemed maybe a little overcoached at times and really kind of leaning on some talking points. But I'll tell you, probably the biggest thing is like where these guys were, say, 6 months ago, a year ago, and where they are today. They're much better at what they're doing. They're much better at campaigning. So you could just kind of sense that they had more of a grasp of what was going to be asked and the policy, which, to be honest, a lot of times in Alabama politics, policy is like there seems to be a black hole for some of these guys running for office. They just want to run and beat Trump or whatever. But Donald Trump didn't really come up that much at all during Monday night's debate.
Yeah, especially something like the lieutenant governor's race, where I like both gentlemen, but I'm like looking at what does the lieutenant governor even do? I've had trouble interviewing, we haven't had Wes on. He's always welcome, but interviewed John Wall, and I'm like, so what exactly do you even do? Like, it seems like a ceremonial office.
Yeah, and the big thing is the Alabama legislature has taken a lot of power away from the lieutenant governor's office over the years. It predated Republicans. We could go back, I guess, with Steve Windham, and we had a Republican lieutenant governor and a Democrat legislature. Well, I mean, how do you think that was going to work out? And over time, they kind of whittled his power away. The same was true when little Jim Folsom was lieutenant governor. You had, the Republicans coming in a little bit over time. And that was, an interesting dynamic. But I think now they've even taken more power away from the lieutenant governor, if I'm not mistaken, in this last session. So how do you use that office to for the betterment of the people of Alabama was sort of where I was wanted to kind of go with that.
Yeah, and I thought the answers are all right. And in particular, I've talking to Wall about this, like essentially promoting the state, trying to bring business, helping out the governor. Like, there's all sorts of answers to that question, but it does seem like the main reason should be, and though they might literally say the opposite, the main reason is like, well, I kind of want to be governor. Like, that's why you go for lieutenant.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, Jeff. I believe that Alabama Job Creation and the Military Stability Committee falls under the Lieutenant Governor's office, which
Certain boards.
yeah, to a degree. I mean, but it's kind of ceremonial, but they do help set the agenda to a degree. I think in the Senate, at least.
I guess Ainsworth really did this more than his predecessor, who's our governor now. And where you really saw Ainsworth shine was with the ball. They try to get the ball rolling on whittling down the grocery tax, and they had every lawmaker like signed up and co-sponsored. Well, Ainsworth went office to office, and it was every House member, all 105. And it took some, believe it or not, upstairs in the Senate there was one holdout on it, and it took some work there to get that. And then they eventually got it. But that's how Ainsworth used his office to do that. But I'll say this, kind of behind the scenes, that rubs some of those senators the wrong way. Like, the lieutenant governor has a specific, defined role in that chamber, and they don't have a vote unless there's a tie, and that never happens. And they just, how do you find that right balance where you're weighing in on policy, but you're not meddling in the day-to-day affairs of the Alabama State Senate?
Now, just shifting gears here and it really was a shame that Barry Moore was stuck in D.C. I think he was kind of in a catch-22 as well on decision whether or not to show up or stay up there. Kind of you're going to get hit either way. But is Barry Moore a veteran?
Yes.
Well, I think a month from now, you and I, as a Sit on My Show, will be laughing about how much time we have spent on this.
You ain't kidding.
I think he checks the boxes, sure. Is there some questions about his service? Maybe. The problem I have with it is I don't think voters the message is not going to mean enough on runoff day to matter. That it was sort of a late thing that kind of got rolling here, and the chattering class, myself included, have spent a lot of time on it. But if you're trying to win or lose an election, it comes off as a little desperate at this moment. And, so I think calling it stolen valor is way, way out of bounds.
Yes.
You could talk about some of the verbiage there. We could quibble over that. But like I said, the average retail voter in Alabama is going to have to sit down, look at all these forums and sort through them and make their own assessment. And you're just not going to do that. And that's why I think this falls short of being something that's going to determine the outcome of this election.
And just to inform the audience, Jared Hudson's campaign, Hudson is doubling down on this, sent out a campaign email. You all have a write-up from Austin Shipley there at 1819 News on this, saying Barry Moore is under fire regarding his military record. Yeah, by you guys.
Yeah.
Moore misrepresented his service record, got caught, and is now trying to cover it up. He's wrong. He knows it, and he's hiding behind D.C. lawyers to cover it up. But then this last sentence here, jumping ahead, according to a clear federal definition of the term, quote unquote, veteran, and his own military records, he is not actually a veteran. That's actually in the email.
It's not true. Listen, gentlemen, I'm a 22-year Army veteran. I know I've sat down with Kent Davis. The point of contention is on two issues. One, does the IRR and the IMA, if done in a good year, constitute service for a year? Absolutely. I was in the individual ready reserves for a period of time when I went to graduate school. I was in the individual mobilization augmentee, just like he was. So what they're trying to do is say he claimed years when he was inactive, but he was still on the roster and could get called up. That is still a veteran for those years. Number two, as a cadet, when he was in OCS in the state of Alabama, he is an E5 for pay. Someone had put staff sergeant, which is E6. That's just that was a typo, a memo. No one is stealing any valor here, gentlemen. And it's really a little bit, it smacks a little bit, like you said, Jeff and Joey, a little kind of sour grapes now.
Desperation.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just like late stage, like kind of a Hail Mary. Hey, we got to make some ground up here. Now, I'll say this. I don't know if this is the reason. I don't think it is. But Hudson's got a lot of momentum heading into Tuesday. I mean, I think some of the tracking polls, some of the polls are just flat out garbage.
Yeah.
They're just messaging polls. But there is some truth to this. The trend is definitely in his favor. Will he catch up? Because the main thing that we have to look at is May 19th, and we know what the point totals were there. But you can sense it on the ground that the Hudson team is trending in a good direction, but it probably needs to be in a great direction for him to win the runoff.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
so do you think Trump's going to do anything before people start voting on Tuesday?
Absolutely. You'll get anybody who's ever attended a Trump rally, signed up for Trump whatever, bought a Trump hat through his campaign, or if they have your phone number, you are getting a robocall Monday night. And that robocall will be a recorded message from Donald Trump telling you to vote for John Wall and to vote for Barry Moore and to vote for, well, Tommy Tuberville is on the ballot. But that's what it will say. That's probably worth 2 or 3 points, I think, in the election. That stuff is, for whatever reason, it's worth their time to do it. That's my suspicion. I mean, I talked to another very high-ranking lawmaker about that, and this may come down. The thing I tell my audience all the time, Joe, is this: like we're so keenly focused on percentages. In a low turnout runoff, you want to look at just raw vote totals. The percentages, their margin of error is bigger. You're going to have fewer voters. If you go knock on a few more extra doors in Opelika, Alabama, maybe that sways the election. And you don't really need to be as honed in on this gap, this percentage gap, because there may be a few thousand votes in the end to determine this outcome. And this could be a close election. It may not show up in a point system, but it'll certainly show up in a raw vote total. You need to do something and think about it like that. But I think it's a Trump robocall or something of that sort, and maybe even another True Social post or something is going to be a little bit, not a giant shot in the arm, but enough that it could mean the difference in who wins and loses this election.
So essentially, discount a lot of this late polling, and I always say the stuff they put out publicly is not the true art and science that it say a campaign is properly looking at.
No, they're running their own internals, and they're tinkering with the questions, and they're framing them in different ways. If we ask a question like this, we get this response. If we ask it like that, we get this response. They know that there's kind of two parallel tracks here. We need to know the reality of the race right now, and that's what they're asking for their internals. Then they're asking, and it's scientific. They're doing a poll, but they're asking it in such a way that probably leads a person to say, yeah, I'd vote for Jared Hudson or Barry Moore. Like, hey, Barry Moore is the Trump-endorsed candidate, and he's fought for you, and he's done this, he's lowered your taxes, he's stopped abortion. Who are you going to vote for on election day? Jared Hudson, this guy over here, or Barry Moore, who we just talked about for 5 minutes, how awesome he is. And some of the polls done like that.
Now, I have to shift gears, but it's the lead trending story at 1819 News. Is Mobile going they feeling really prideful? The city of Mobile's feeling like the pride and what I'm still trying to figure out this pride thing. Like, what are we proud about exactly?
Well, here's the deal on this, and I'm irritated that we have to do this every year. I think it got sidelined last year because it was municipal election season, and they didn't want a big controversy. But we had these pride banners all over downtown Mobile. And it was like, wait, I thought we had decided we were going to do this anymore. Well, right before somebody left office, they left open a loophole, and the loophole was there for them to do, and we're just going by the rules here or whatever. But it occurs to me like the organization behind a lot of this is the Visit Mobile, which is meant to increase tourism in the city of Mobile.
Mm.
And for whatever reason, here in June, they have decided to showcase Mobile as a Pride Month vacation destination for the LGBTQ community.
Goodness gracious.
How many LGBTQ practitioners, or whatever you want to refer to them as, are looking around? Where should I go on vacation this year? Well, I saw this colorful brochure for Mobile, Alabama. None. What is going on here? This is straight up virtue signaling from this group. They just, and some of it's not even, it's even worse than that. there's a pastor down here who's kind of led the charge against this. Hey, we don't need to use public resources to promote something that most people in the city kind of oppose, either on ideological, religious, moral, whatever grounds. It's just not something that people want to highlight. And I in some ways, he got sideways. He's on the board, and they sort of told him he was a hate preacher or something. And it's just like, we're going to do this to show you. We're going to make a show here of you that we're not going to stand for whatever it is that you're trying to promote, that we're a progressive city. And we're getting off track here, guys. You're supposed to be promoting the city for tourism. Come see the USS Alabama. Come eat at our restaurants, whatever. And they've decided to go down this path, and it's just wrong, and it needs to be called out.
Yeah, no, it just is, when I visit, I always visit my uncle down there, and I don't want to see pride flags all around the historic cathedral there for the Archdiocese of Mobile. I guess some people could play dumb and be like, I guess we're celebrating Noah and the covenant he had.
Yeah, right.
Well, like a few years ago, they do their Pride Month, and they have a drag show right in front of the cathedral.
Oh my
God! There's a big square right in front of the cathedral, and it's so insulting. And the cathedral is like kind of nice about it, but it's just to show you, stick their thumb in the nose of. I think Christians that this is what we're going to do here, and somebody's got to kind of push back against that. There's 100 places they can have a drag show, and they choose this one place. What do you think is going on there?
Yeah, just there's something influencing that decision for certain. I don't know, and you're right. I'm getting a little tired of the doing this every year. And, we'll see. I've been trying to more ignore that. To me, this is Sacred Heart Month, Sacred Heart of Jesus Month.
Yes.
At least in my faith, so I'm mainly focusing on that. Maybe we can all find refuge in it, even folks who are astray at the moment. But I always appreciate your time, Jeff. If folks want to check out the work you're doing, and whether you personally or at 1819, how can they do so?
X.com /Jeff_Poor to see me personally, but more importantly, 1819 News, 1819news.com. Check that out, and we'd appreciate it.
All right. Well, talk to you soon. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for having me on.
Again, Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show, editor-in-chief there at 1819news.com. And when we talk next Wednesday, it'll be over.
It will be over.
It won't be like California, where we're still trying to figure out who won.
Nope.
Weeks away.
Well, unless there's 44,000 votes that come in for one candidate, you know what I'm saying, overnight. Then
right, yeah. But we don't have that sort of stuff going
ridiculous.
on. That sort of funny business going on in Alabama.
Ridiculous.
I mean, they got a little funny business going on in some of the cities, like in Mobile. A little bit funny business, but not too much.
They got a new mayor. They've got a new mayor down there, but I guess, like Jeff said, somebody spiked the gun on the way out and made sure that would go through, because Kent Davis has spent a lot of time with the new mayor, and he thinks pretty highly of him. So
yeah, no, it's these cities, man. And you also got to think about who signs up to go. There's another story in 1819 about the university, and one of the diversity folks saying that, we had this drag show, we have loopholes in this law that the legislature passed, and so they're so dumb, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And why is anybody surprised by this? Think of the folks that sign up to go work at cultural affairs in a city. Think of the folks that go sign up for intercultural centers at a university of all places. This is just the nature of it.
They're activists.
I think the best policy is not to get real mad or vehement about this stuff, but largely just ignore it or just be like, come on. Come on. Really?
The best thing to do is at first you say ignore it, but no, there needs to be other things, because let's be honest, we've been hijacked. The country's been hijacked by, I've asked this, I posed this question before to people. How much of the population, let's just take the American population, is an active participant in the activities that would qualify LGBTQ plus minus one, whatever the heck it is? Joe, I don't know. 1.5%, 2%?
Not a lot of people.
Well, they've commandeered.
Well, the numbers aren't. The identity is growing, which makes you go, I guess a lot of people were born that way, right?
Not really. You got kids that don't know.
Right.
Shoot from Shinola. So
yeah, but it's a dynamic of what I'm trying to get at is, and you see this with this Carmelo Anthony Metcalf case. that people want to fuel the flames of that discontent and discord. In fact, a lot of the left's favorite causes relies on people being ugly to them, so then they can go, look at us, the oppression in the system. Whereas if it's more like, no, we're not doing this, and we don't hate you, man, but like what you're doing is not appropriate in public. Calm down and stop that. Because I think some of the inflaming is exactly what folks are hoping for, and it's always rude to boil things down to like a psychological thing, but it's gone a long way. Remember the line, you don't hate Trump, you hate Dad.
That's right. So that was what they said.
And there's sometimes when I see the behavior of certain folks, I'm like, it's like you're still rebelling against your parents. Okay.
I think you're trying to get back at your parents. That's what I think.
Well, Dad was a real stickler for the rules, and so I showed him I can live without those rules.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. There's all sorts of stuff we could get into today. All sorts of stuff, like the whistleblowers, UFO whistleblowers in front of the Congress.
Yep.
The Daily Mail's got a write-up on that. Trump, of course, saying Iran has taken too long to negotiate a deal. Now they will have to pay the price.
He said this morning they would be attacked hard.
Yeah, threatening to
HARD.
blow up power plants. Now, you got to wonder what exactly is the plan here. I think some of this is bluster in the sense of like how over the top the attack would be. But I think by hard, it could be what we saw at the very beginning of this,
I think my thoughts are, and I think that
where a bunch of people end up, like top people end up dead.
yeah,
Like in a second.
I think that oddly enough, though he is chastising Bibi, we're working very closely with the IDF to identify on the ground the targets, and Israel will be doing the attacks with us too. So
Yeah, I think and this is why it's never worked there. Like all the different interested parties, and he's trying to bring this all together into one big coalition and deal. And like, we're happy to work with the Israelis on, especially the military front, and give them a lot of cover and a lot of things.
Absolutely.
But then it's like, hey, shut up and stop you're purposely being provocative about Hezbollah and Beirut.
and
You
they know
purposely
that.
are.
They know they can do that and get away with it.
Yes.
And that's why.
So there's so much to this dynamic. We'll see if that plays out. We can get into more details a little later. Of course, there is the Carmelo Anthony Metcalf case where he was convicted of murder, I believe, 36 years, I think,
36 years.
is what he was sentenced to. And a lot of folks acting like I think the term was legally lynched is the guy who was convicted of murder. His family was legally lynched.
Right.
We got a lot of different commentary and hot takes out of that scene.
What if the roles were reversed and that white kid stabbed? That
Oh,
kid?
it would be over the top.
Just
No, and if same fact pattern, the kids murdered somebody because somebody like was rude to you or punched or didn't even punch you, just shoved you or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of proportionality.
There should be, but no.
Like you don't get to open up and hit me with a flamethrower because I was rude at your dinner party.
Well, on the 4th of July, you come, I promise not to shoot you with the flamethrower. I'll let you shoot it, okay?
See, I'm laying the groundwork to actually get over there.
You're going to be coming on the 4th. We're having a
Yeah,
big
but that is kind of the dynamic where you invite somebody over to like your property, have a good time, and they say one wrong thing. It's like, boom, boom, boom. Like, what? Whoa.
Joey, go down range and check that target, will you?
All right. My goodness gracious, calm down. That one from 0 to 100 real quick.
Like going bird hunting with Dick Cheney, right?
All right. Well, and honestly, though, this reaction to a lot of the stuff around that case, I don't think most folks are buying into it. I think it's getting a lot of viral, like social media stuff going.
It is.
And there are a few folks who are, in their tribe, in their corner, and they're going to stick to their, say, narrative and version of the truth, regardless of the truth. But I think most folks are not even paying attention to this. And then even folks who are paying attention are kind of just going, how sad this whole thing is that it even occurred in the first place. But let's end this segment here. I don't know if you heard some of what I was reading yesterday, but I've discovered a new account. I had several people message me saying, what's this account?
Okay.
Nobu Naga.
You said that yesterday on Monday. I didn't.
Nobunaga. Nobunaga.
Naga is cobra in Hindu. So what is this?
He's a Japanese man.
Oh, he likes.
And he's
loves
been
ranch.
touring the United States. Yes.
That's the one we talked about.
Yeah,
Monday.
the sweet white elixir that is ranch.
What is his latest? What's his latest post?
Well, here's one. It hadn't gone quite as viral, but I still love all these. I really love these because he just has a way with words.
Right.
And what's great about X is you can now go, where did the account originate? This is Japanese.
Very good.
And things are just auto-translated now across culture. So it's a lot of fun. So Nobunaga writes, up high, my hand drifted towards where my sword once hung. Just the first line.
I bet he is a.
Up high, my hand drifted towards where my sword once hung. A father had thrown open palm to the sky. It gleamed, waiting. The open palm is the most defenseless thing a warrior owns. To offer it so in plain view without shield or steel is either madness or the deepest trust a man can give. His eyes, fixed on mine, left no room for doubt. It was a test of honor. Up high, big guy. He stood firm. He had judged me worthy of the challenge. I raised my own hand, not in greeting, but in readiness. This was no mere pleasantry. This was a warrior's duel of spirit, the striking of two souls in joyous combat. You want one? He spoke as if I had merely asked for a second helping of rice. My honor was on the line. I gathered my ki, focusing all my intent. The smack that echoed across the field was a clap of thunder. He flinched. Good. He felt the weight of my resolve. Whoa, hardcore! He understood. This was not a contest of strength, but a shared declaration. This, I learned, is the high five. A happiness too vast for one body, willing to cut in half so a stranger can hold the other piece. A man does not just share his joy, he becomes the living proof that joy can be divided and still grow. From that day, I became the one who carries the other half. To the boy who scored, to his sister who cheered loudest, to the vendor who handed me a cold drink. Up high, I declared, we shared the sound. She looked startled. Sir, I just gave you the drink. I nodded, and I have returned your happiness divided evenly. You are welcome. She took her change with a puzzled frown. My hand still tingled from the impact. A small price for a shared victory. Tell me, America, if you split your joy in half, do you measure it carefully, or do you always offer the bigger piece to a stranger just to see what honor they return?
That's awesome.
Nobunaga.
I bet he's a jiu-jitsu sorcerer.
Yeah, something like. I love it. I'm sure it's just some dude in Japan just writing these, making them up. But they're fantastic.
Well, listen, through the eyes of a foreign, and the Japanese, as you know, are a very unique group of people.
Okay.
Very homogenous. It's neat to see what they have to say and their observations of us. So.
Yeah, if he keeps writing these, I'm going to keep.
I'm doing. I found him. I'm going to follow him, see what's going on.
Yeah, he posts all sorts of stuff, a lot of kitten stuff. Well, that's a mother otter holding a baby otter.
It's artificially created, probably.
Oh no, it's from Nature is Amazing. I think most of their stuff's pretty legit.
Can you be certain of that?
Yeah, it looks pretty legit. I can't be certain of it, but that one looks pretty legit. Anyway, a lot of cat videos. This guy understands the algorithm. Oh, he understands. But we'll have more Nobunaga a little later. All about the buy one, get one free signs.
Is it Nagata or Naga? I show Nagata. Nagata.
It's Naga.
Okay, then I'm not finding him because it's coming back saying I'm searching.
Nobunaga.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, like
at Japan Nobunaga.
Okay, got it. That's what
Japan _Nobunaga.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed at how many people messaged me. Like, what was that? A Japanese guy? Yeah, because
that's funny.
These are, he's quite good. And we have one about buy one, get one free signs, as well as one about signing up to eat the wings of death, the spiciest things out there. So we can.
Sounds like fun.
We can touch on all that in just a bit. But first, let's hit a break. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800-lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, and I'm asking for your vote June 16th for Circuit Judge Place 5, Autauga, Chilton, and Elmore counties. I'm a 20-year veteran of the trial courtrooms of Alabama. I've served you as an assistant district attorney, I've served you as the municipal prosecutor for the city of Prattville, and I've continued to serve you as the municipal judge of Millbrook. I've defended the most difficult and serious cases before judge and jury. I've been serving this community for 20 years. Vote Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, June 16th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, 131 Hunts Alley, Prattville, Alabama, 36067.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Consumer prices soared last month. The latest government inflation report confirms it. Inflation has hit a 3-year high, according to the Department of Labor. The latest flare-up in the U.S.-Iran conflict has Wall Street on edge. That was evident at this morning's opening bell. The benchmark started the day sharply lower. As stocks sank, oil prices rose. Brent crude gained $1.67 to $93.12 per barrel. It was trading at roughly $70 a barrel before the war began in late February. Benchmark U.S. crude was $1.89 higher at $90.09 per barrel. Computer chip maker Micron fell 4.2% early on, while super microcomputer tumbled nearly 12%. AI bellwether NVIDIA slid 2.5% overnight. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Well, hi, everybody. We're looking at a sun and cloud mix today. Very hot, very humid, with a high temperature up to about 93, with random pop-up afternoon and evening storms possible, but not many. They will tend to fade out during the evening hours and very muggy at night. Overnight low temperature around 75. And even Thursday and Friday, I think, will be around 93, 94 each day, maybe getting close to triple digits on the heat index. And spotty storms, not very generous on the radar, a few here and there, maybe a little bit more numerous over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico in the studio with me. And a story from, of all places, People. What used to be People Magazine?
Yeah, People Magazine. Now it's People Digital.
It's now just people.com. And, but this is actually a truly feel-good story.
I like those. We're short of those lately. So.
A daring rescue saved one scared dog who was blown out to sea on a kayak in England. Bruce, the Alsatian?
Yeah, Alsatian.
Alsatian,
yeah.
Was dragged out to sea by a sudden gust of wind off Bomberg Beach in England. 2 hours and 2.5 miles from where he first went missing, Bruce was found alive.
In the kayak?
Essentially a German shepherd.
Yeah, it's a shepherd. Yeah, is it in the kayak? He stayed in the kayak the whole time.
He stayed in the kayak the whole time. It was like a needle in a haystack. Skipper Jimmy Reed told BBC Northeast, the owner tried to swim out after the dog. In my opinion, he did the responsible thing. He just wasn't catching up, and he turned around, went back to the beach, called the Coast Guard, and it went from there. The Coast Guard reported the incident to Serenity Farne Island Boat Tours, who went out in search of the dog. What started as a normal day around the Farne Islands quickly became a race against time. While taking guests to Inner Farne, is that the way that's said?
Yes, Inner Farne.
Skipper Jimmy Reed heard a Coast Guard call reporting that an inflatable kayak carrying a dog had been blown out to sea in strong winds. Reed, along with crewman Aaron Forty, went out in search of the missing pup. With every minute passing, hope was fading. The strong westerly wind was carrying the kayak further and further out to sea. Then Aaron spotted something in the distance. The kayak. They said they initially saw no sign of the dog, causing them to fear the worst. And suddenly, a head appeared inside the kayak. The dog was alive. The team attempted to rescue Bruce by pulling him up from his harness, but he slipped free and plunged back into the sea. Without hesitation, Aaron lunged over the side and grabbed the dog by the scruff of its neck. As he was almost pulled overboard himself, Jimmy grabbed hold of Aaron's leg, and together they somehow managed to haul the dog safely aboard. Oh. But footage did capture this team cruising the ocean in search of Bruce. A kayak is then seen drifting in the ocean with Bruce sitting in the vessel as the boat drives towards the dog. Another team member is later heard saying over the phone, I'm a Coast Guard. This is Serenity 4. We're in position with the kayak. I've retrieved the dog from the kayak. The kayak itself is still floating free, but we will attempt to retrieve it momentarily. Bruce was next seen wrapped in towels on the boat, wagging his tail happily after being rescued. The German Shepherd was brought back to shore and reunited with his owner. I don't know what I would have done if he wasn't found, Aaron, his owner, told the outlet. I couldn't bring myself to leave him, but there's nothing I could do when he got so far out there. Man, that is your best friend. And he's like, but what a good boy.
That's good dog.
Stayed in the kayak.
Well trained.
Yeah, didn't freak out. Didn't go too nuts, especially that 2.5 miles off the coast. Pretty good little bit.
You know, I mean, you know how I feel about dogs. That drill sergeant told me, don't get a woman, get a dog. If you lock him in the trunk of a car for 4 hours, you know what's going to happen, Joey. I love that story. It's true, though.
That's drill sergeant really told me.
No, he did tell me that. And then the funny thing is, he meant it, too. I think he meant it. Because he said, you're not going to get sued. You're not going to have to go through divorce.
But don't put a dog in a trunk either, is my response.
Well, agreed. I thought that's kind of weird. But he said, that dog's still going to lick your face and say, hey, thank you. And that woman's going to claw your eyes out, Joey, or hit you with the tire iron when she comes out.
Yeah, sometimes dogs are too forgiving. Like, you put me in a trunk. Like, dadgum. Better be dead.
Let me tell you a funny story about that. I told that joke at dinner to a group of friends. One of the girls that worked for Robin at her gyms, she actually was abducted by her husband.
Oh, my God.
Put in the trunk of a car.
My God.
He taped her up, put her in the trunk of a car. I think he was probably going to kill her. And the state police pulled him over because there was a busted taillight, and they got her. They heard her in there kicking and stuff. Found it. And when I told that joke, Robin goes, she goes, you know that she was abducted. I go,
wrong joke.
She goes,
it was the drill sergeant.
She looked at me, she goes, that's okay. That's a funny joke.
But dadgum. Yeah, well, if somebody went through it, they can laugh at it.
That's a terrible story, but it's true. So
you think he was going to kill her? You think? Just maybe.
Robin, they charged him with attempted kidnapping and with attempted murder because he had a knife and everything. It was,
that's like something out of a terrible,
Isn't that terrible?
movie.
I know. It's what people would do is bizarre to me.
You have to wonder these days too. Like you'll watch old mob movies, like good ones too.
Yeah, right.
And like the amount of stories we're told over the years.
Yeah.
About all sorts of things and that's happened in this country or that. Wait, we didn't have cameras back then. Or not good ones, at least.
Agreed.
And they weren't everywhere on everybody's so-called phone. Like the amount of like how good was fingerprinting? How good was DNA testing?
Not that good.
Right, and especially like think back way back into the deep south, the amount of crap that went on.
Listen,
without nobody finding out.
That's why there's a lot of ponds and a lot of swamps. And nobody finds them.
Well, and throughout human history, like there really was this idea of the highway robber.
Oh, yeah,
like,
the highwaymen were very real, very real.
Yeah, there's like brigands on
So
the highway.
There's a place that we stop off in the Shenandoah Valley when I go back up to Winchester to visit, and it's outside of. It's called Max Meadows is the area, and there's a house called the Lucy Crockett House, and she wrote the book, the Glorious Bastards, which was about the Marines in Guam. She was actually a female Marine nurse, and she accompanied them on that wave, and she was a character larger than life. And talking about weird things happening, she was larger than life. She was known for carrying 245s around town, and when she'd go to the post office, she was a wild woman. Well, that house was originally built in 1814 as a highway inn, and they found in the caves just to the north of it, it had been rumored as a murder den where people would die and disappear. Well, the innkeeper was killing people and putting their bodies. They found like 37 skeletons in the cave. He was robbing them and killing them and taking them off under his
So you
care.
think you found the safe in, like
Could
off
you
the
imagine
highway?
that? Right. Yeah, it's like
No, but it makes sense. It fits.
back in the day, no one got.
Yeah,
no one
nobody
got-
cared. Or like, well, people cared, but how are you going to prove it?
That's the thing.
How are you going to figure it out?
Just got to keep the bodies hidden.
That's insane.
It was a terrible story, but I thought that could happen easily back then. Yeah.
And again, you got to wonder how many places are like haunted. Like truly, there's
you know how I feel about that.
I think it's very real a building to be essentially infested
What did
by
it-
a sort of demonic influence, and you got to wonder some places when you start getting that vibe, like what happened here that
What
brought
did
this
Henry,
about?
I think Longfellow said, all homes that were occupied by men by nature are haunted because memories are there and that kind of idea. I mean, so but yes, the demonic piece. And one of the things I find interesting, Joey, about demonic, I've seen that they're there, they're real. How do they pick a place? Where do they go? Why? Is it because they can prey on someone that's there? Is there a portal there? I don't know. But
Well, somebody did something, probably
More
some
than
unholy
likely.
sacrifice, and
under that.
allowed them in.
But I always think to myself, I drive by all these, after COVID, all these abandoned churches, and I think, where does God go when man leaves his home? God's still there, though, and it's just man's not. So,
Yeah, no, and also, but God respects free will. So if you welcome certain things,
you got to pay the price.
and that brings me up. I don't normally do this because I don't want to do it every day, but I do on the show. But yeah, I do go to mass every day, folks.
I know you do.
And so today, though, and at mass, there's always a liturgy of the word.
Okay.
And it's usually reading from the Old Testament. Now through Easter season, it was always a reading from the book of Acts of the Apostles. But you first have a reading from the Old Testament, and then a reading from the Gospel.
Okay.
On just your weekday sort of daily mass, and this particular reading was put out today, and I just want to read it real quick because it plays into the whole demon thing too. You'll understand, like, because certain people call upon certain things they call quote unquote gods or certain spirits they call upon, and but this is 1 Kings 18:20 through 39. Ahab sent to all the children of Israel and had the prophets assemble on Mount Carmel. Elijah appealed to all the people and said, "How long will you straddle the issue, or how long will you hold two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. If Baal, follow him." So the people, however, did not answer. So Elijah said to the people, "I am the only surviving prophet of the Lord, and there are 450 prophets of Baal. Give us 2 young bulls. Let them choose one. Cut it into pieces and place it on the wood, but start no fire. I shall prepare the other and place it on the wood, but shall start no fire. You shall call on your God." So I'm going to let you have the choice of the bull.
This is good, yeah.
but shall start no fire. You shall call on your gods, and I will call on the Lord. The God who answers with fire is God. All the people answered, agreed. Elisha then said to the prophets of Baal, choose one young bull and prepare it first, for there are more of you. Call upon your gods, but do not start the fire. Taking the young bull that was turned over to them, they prepared it and called on Baal from morning to noon, saying, answer us, Baal. But there was no sound and no one answering.
Yeah.
And they hopped around the altar they had prepared. When it was noon, Elijah taunted them, call louder, for he is a god and may be meditating or have retired or may be on a journey. Yeah, perhaps he is asleep and must be awakened. They called out louder and slashed themselves, with swords and spears, as was their custom, until blood gushed over them. Noon passed, and they remained in a prophetic state until the time for offering sacrifice, but there was not a sound.
Yep.
No one answered, and no one was listening. Then Elijah said to all of the people, come here to me. When the people had done so, he repaired the altar of the Lord that had been destroyed. He took 12 stones, for the number of tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the Lord had said, your name shall be Israel. He built an altar in honor of the Lord with the stones and made a trench around the altar large enough for 2 measures of grain. When he had arranged the wood, he cut up the young bull and laid it on the wood. Fill 4 jars with water, he said, and pour it over the burnt offering and over the wood. Do it again, he said, and they did it again. Do it a 3rd time, he said, and they did it a 3rd time. The water flowed around the altar, and the trench was filled with the water. At the time for offering sacrifice, the prophet Elijah came forward and said, Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant and have done all these things by your command. Answer me, Lord, answer me, that this people may know that you, Lord, are God, and that you have brought them back to their senses. The Lord's fire came down and consumed the burnt offering, wood, stones, and dust, and it lapped up the water in the trench. Seeing all this, all the people fell prostrate and said, the Lord is God. The Lord is God. And it's interesting when people start treating the demonic, which is what the god Baal is, truly demonic. When you get into the amount of like child sacrifice and all sorts of crazy stuff going on there.
Moloch too.
And sexual weirdness and all sorts of stuff going on. When you start thinking that sort of demonic influence is actually God, what you're going to find, and the priest this morning in his homily, what's up, Father Alex, he pointed this out, that but there was no sound and no one answering. There was not a sound, no one answered, and no one was listening. So be careful who you talk to. And you have to welcome things. Let's say, stuff can attack you, but you have to play your part. And the true signature of God cannot be a counterfeit.
So one of the things about demons that are interesting is, and God knows your heart. Demons don't know what you're thinking or your heart, but they can suggest for you to do those things. And that's where you have the free will and the power to rebuke them in the name of Jesus, and they will slither away like a snake.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
I've seen it.
Well, we talked about that on Monday. Yeah, some of the weird stuff you saw in Mesopotamia.
Yeah, Babel. Yeah, and you know what?
Babylon.
Yeah, Babel, right, in Mesopotamia, the land of Nebuchadnezzar. And it was interesting because when I was there, Joey, we found the area where the alleged gardens, the hanging gardens of Babylon were at. And it's just, I don't know, it was symbolic to me being there, so.
Well, we got to hit a break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellows out. If you don't feel like men anymore, you feel kind of run down, tired all the live long day, you have no libido to speak of. And what are you doing? Your wife is beautiful. Like, you have no desire at all. There's something wrong with you.
Yes, get it fixed.
There's something wrong with you. And it could be you just lack confidence, not just in the bedroom, but also throughout life. Like stuff you used to just do as a matter of course. Like you knew how to fix things. You knew how to get the job done. You knew how to pull that all-nighter. And now you're all stressed out, anxious, high cortisol levels. You're getting fat around the middle on top of that. So you go and do the comfort eating thing, and it's just an awful spiral as you lay down for 8 hours a night put your head on the pillow, but you wake up like you didn't put your head down on the pillow at all. You don't have to live this way. Montgomery Men's Health has solutions, especially if you have like low testosterone. Right. They could help you there. Or it could be you've got something more acute like ED or PE or certain issues in the bedroom. But gentlemen, I know guys hate going to the doctor and procrastinating. Like, I'm fine. I'm a man. This is what men do. We just keep on trucking. We don't need any help. But the thing is, most men, 90+% of men respond to treatment. And most of them are like, wow, I wish I'd shown up sooner.
Sometimes the same day, right, Joey?
Right.
I mean, they'll do it the same
Feel
day.
better the very same day.
That's amazing.
So sign up today. They get the labs done quickly. You get a blood draw consultation, and you can start feeling like a man again pretty quickly. Just call them up at 440-3663 to make an appointment. That's 440-3663, or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
For more than 50 years, the Tears family's been keeping the river region flowing with Roto-Rooter. From drain cleaning to septic repair and installation, no job's too big or too messy with a local team you can trust. So when water won't go where it's supposed to, call the hometown experts who've been serving Montgomery for over half a century. That's 272-7130. Or visit rotorooteralabama.com. And remember,
call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And legal troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Normally at this time we would talk to Austin Barenka with Invista Advisors, but he is busy right now. So, folks, if you're looking for a great team of people, truly experienced people with great expertise across the board, by the way, different types of focuses and disciplines that all work together in one team to create a financial plan for you. And that could, of course, be asset management and, managing that stocks and other assets, or it could be a financial plan from just starting out a family to end of life concerns. Invista Advisors is ready to help you. Great, again, experienced staff that can help individuals and families, as well as charities, nonprofits, and businesses will create that financial plan, that tailored financial strategy that can, deliver actual benefits and results for you. And just make sure you're on the right path. So check out Invista Advisors today. Just call them up direct and get the conversation going at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back after this second hour coming up.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's
It'll happen someday. She'll forget about you. She'll forget about all your lies for her own slice of truth. I swear I miss you. happy days past. Back when I always thought love would always last. Oh, I hope heaven. Oh, I hope heaven. Oh, I hope heaven finds you. Someday I'll call you
give me a layout of the power of Alberta economically. Do you know they're number 2 in gross domestic product, almost 450 million Canadian dollars. Now Ontario is number 1 at 1 billion, or 100 billion, I think it was. I can't remember, but at any rate, agriculture and oil. That they got, and they said that the country's the size of Texas, but they only have 5 million people the size of Alabama. Could you imagine the open space and the free?
Oh,
so they're a very proud group of people there. I'd like
to have them as part of
love
it.
to have them.
But apparently I forgot to unmute the stream, so just back it up for a second. The Plattner guy, he's crazy.
He is crazy.
But he's got a certain magnetism with the tribe that is willing to forgive him for all his past sins, including a Nazi tattoo.
Yep.
And all his record with women and
not just a Nazi tattoo, not a swastika, but the Schutzstaffeln SS, the Death Corps, which is the skull. It's the skull with the crossbones and the and SS in it.
Yeah, because not to split
That's
hairs
not
here,
just
but
a
there's
Nazi.
like, Werner von Braun Nazi, like scientists. I kind of joined, and all sorts of other folks who like, I joined to save my own skin.
And then there's Himmler.
And then there's
Nazi.
like the guys who, were the mass
Put them to
murdering
death.
demons.
Put them to death.
Right.
That's
right.
what. That,
and that's that.
He has a death's head SS Schutzstaffeln tattoo, which is
To
hardcore.
put this in Marvel movie terms, it'd be like Red Skull sort of.
It would be. It would be demonic. Yep.
Yeah, Red Skull sort of stuff.
Yeah, that would be.
That's the guy we're going to forgive.
Well, what he said about other soldiers and stuff. And listen, that guy, he's no ranger.
Well, here's a clip. And this guy on X, Jeff Maurer, said, this video is turning me into a burn it all down populist ready to toss out all the arrogant political elites. These Ivy League ex-Bernie staffers who recruited Graham Plattner.
Oh, yeah.
So I have not listened to this conversation.
Okay, let's listen.
I purposely want to react in real time with you, Troy, and the rest of the audience. Let's listen in to these Ivy Leaguers who have recruited the Nazi tattoo guy.
And at this point, you hadn't vetted Graham Plattner. You hadn't done a full scrub of who he is. How did you go about vetting him? And why did you?
We paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money, and
are they high?
They seem like they've been smoking some weed.
Or they're on pills of some sort.
Like maybe pain pills. He's
Yeah, they just
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Anyway, let's just that initial reaction.
How did you go about vetting him? And why did you?
We paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money and got some stuff back. Some of what you've seen on the news we got back. Other stuff we didn't.
Did the vetting process turn up the tattoo that became so controversial?
No.
The Reddit posts, did that turn up in the vetting process?
He's trying to decide to tell the truth.
He's
a thing, and it had some of the posts, but it didn't have all of them.
And what did you think about that? How did you think your way through the fact that he had posted these things on social media?
I said none of this will or should stop him from becoming a U.S. Senator.
And what was
Clearly
your
the
thinking
voters
there?
agree. I think if what the voters wanted were people who were grown in vats and had never
And also another thing, what's with the vocal fry? What the voters wanted were that. By the way, that's a weird line. If what the voters wanted were people that were grown in vats.
Yeah, he's a hipster.
Like, no, it makes me think they're working on people growing in vats.
He's working with Bill Gates.
were people who were grown in vats and had never done or said anything that they might regret their entire lives, we'd have a very different country. Part of our thesis here is that people do not want their candidates grown in vats. They want people who are real human beings.
We want our people are real human
He sounds like
beings.
Screech at Saved by the Bell.
It makes me think that you are grown in a vat, sir.
And they want people who do not look and sound like the vat-grown people who've been leading this country.
The
off
vat-grown.
cliff
The vat
for
grown. Are you vat
He's
grown?
running with that
century.
metaphor.
He likes it.
And that was Graham.
Just days after this interview, more details about Plattner's past emerged.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a flake. The guy's because listen, this is how desperate the Democrats are for victory.
And weird. talk about off-air stuff, we'll stay off-air. But to continue that theme a little bit, I'm starting to notice, like whether it's Republican or Democrat, and that clip just reminded me of this, especially like the back room aspect of it, which, you know, you got a lot of talented people. Sometimes I think they're just bored. It's like, why are you doing this? If you got all this money, when I went to that Mises thing down in St. Pete Beach, which was great. It was a great time. I don't regret doing it. I met multi-millionaires. Yeah. And the one thing, especially back when I was really drinking, they get talking and, you know, we get in our cups, and their main problem is they don't know what to do with all the money.
Yeah.
And so they go, well, what the heck? I'll just do politics. And I'm like, and so sometimes I see like these two like talking about we don't need people in vats. We need like real people with SS Death Squad Nazi tattoos. That's what people want. I'm like, yeah, can we find a middle ground between the SS tattoo and somebody like grown in a vat? Like it's the latest Ridley Scott movie. What is this?
Clone Soldier.
Yeah. Wow. But no, but there's something about it, like the whole political, like I'm going to run for Senate.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to run for this, that, or the other. And don't get me wrong, you meet all sorts of good people in this walk of life too. Sure. It's not a broad brush. But there are moments where I'm like, what are we even doing here? Is this what life is about? Like, I don't know. Maybe this is why I never got into that world a whole hog. Like I'm just more adjacent to it and I commentate on it. Wow. But even at this point, I'm kind of looking at it going, this seems so worldly. Like, and the desires of folks, things motivating people are nowhere near as noble as what everybody says on the campaign trail.
Well, and you know, you can see then, based upon the motivations, the idea that principalities and dominions can attach to these weak-minded people and control them.
Yes.
I believe that with all my heart.
Yes. And, you know, and I don't want to call out because, you know, it's just silly. Maybe somebody's just odd or somebody's got a psychological issue or whatever. To be like, it's a demon. Now, I'll say James Tallarico.
Yeah, he's weird.
I guess I'm being rude there, but he deserves it. Some of the crazy stuff he said. It's just hit me in my core. But, yeah, there's just something about this whole political game that makes me go, well, what do we even, the way they manipulate the public, the way money's thrown around, the way it is like a game of a lot of elites trying to outpower one another or outmanipulate one another, and they don't really care who wins at the end of the day, sort of thing. Yeah, there's just something about it that I don't. That seems, well, what a fallen world it is. Doesn't mean you stop. Doesn't mean you can't have governments and civic authorities. But what a process.
Well, and I don't know if you think this. I do when I watch it. I look at all these young people that are politicos, and I'm like, you guys are misfits. You're like the island of misfit toys. You couldn't fit in a normal job market. So now you're out there trying to scrap and get money, and you may hit one year, and you may not get anything next year. It's a very weird subculture, is what it is, of those people. So
yeah, and again, you meet some that are just great, and they really are they're just doing a job, and they're brilliant folks, and they got beautiful families, and yada yada yada. But then sometimes you run into stuff. And I'm being very vague, I know, because I'm not trying to play a game of outing anybody or anything. That just makes me go, I don't know if I enjoy this.
A little dirty. Sometimes you feel like you got to take a shower.
Yeah, indeed. Especially after listening to that. The public doesn't want people grown in vats. The vat-grown people are not the... What in the world are you talking about?
He sounded like a bizarre world version of Bill Clinton going, I never had sexual relations with that lady.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's us?
It's Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days. How you doing?
Pretty good. That guy, I'd hate to have to listen to about an hour lecture from him on how to grow weed.
No, I seriously think they're high.
He was definitely high.
He could drag it out for at least 2 or 3 hours.
When you couldn't see the video, he had this little Asian girl with like big bottle glasses, like giggling the whole time, like
a little minion with him.
Like, what is this? An episode of Portlandia? What is this?
That's our future, there, gentlemen. But anywho, hey, that guy? He's from Birmingham. He got his start in Birmingham.
Oh, really?
Did not know that.
Yeah, he had a church up there in Birmingham. And so you never know where that seed that gets planted is going to grow. And
it's true.
But Maine is Maine is a different place.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, especially like Bar Harbor.
Yeah.
Bar Harbor is very, very, very different. You better not put any trash down, because they'll nail you. They'll get you more for that than if you do some serious crime. But their homicide rate, the state of Maine, if you'll look at the state of Maine's homicide rate, the whole state is not what Montgomery's is.
I believe it.
Yep.
It is. And I mean, and there are a lot of guns in Maine. A lot of people,
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of people hunt up there.
Yeah, it's too cold to kill
And
people.
why would that be, Simpler Days? Could it have something to do with the demographic group that lives there?
By George, I think you're on to something.
Homogenous.
Guys,
I tell you.
it's probably the weather. It's just too cold
It is
to
the
kill
weather.
somebody.
It's too cold to go outside and hunt moose or people. You're right. Yeah.
Well, kind of the same thing with Alaska, but anyway, you were talking about demons and such. Can you kill the boogeyman?
Kill them? No, I think
Can you
they're.
kill the boogeyman?
I don't think you can kill them. I think you can get rid of them, though.
You know, in all those old movies from the 70s and 80s, you know, you could never kill the boogeyman because you had to have a sequel.
That's right.
So, you know, the boogeyman always would come back. And so I wonder if the people that make those movies, are they possessed by demons?
Some of
I
that stuff,
understand-
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is gone through some weird. Some people just want to make good movies. In fact, that movie that's a hit at the box office is actually a good movie, Obsession, and gets a lot of the stuff done accurately from, like, if you research Exorcist and stuff, they clearly did the research for that movie. So you can still make a good movie about these topics. But yeah, some of the horror genre and beyond that, it's not just blood and guts. It clearly has something going on there. And by the way, the person we were talking about on Monday, who was friend in Erbil, was possessed by a demon, and they took him to medical doctors in the military, and they're like, no, you need to go see the padre, the priest. And I left this out. The priest said, speaking of sequels, that, oh yeah, I've seen this demon before. And he knew exactly what to do and fix the guy pretty quickly, because he's like, yeah, I've encountered this exact one before. And there's, in this day and age, there's all sorts of exorcists giving interviews, and you can believe it or not believe it, but it seems plausible to me, especially just some of the stuff you can't explain without essentially appealing to these sorts of forces.
So all those movies that have demonic overtone content in them, are the people that are watching them, are they being influenced or being controlled by the demon that's in the movie?
No, I mean, I think you can get weird little things and be like some slight influence, but to be actually possessed by something takes quite a lot, and a lot of you welcoming it. So to passively kind of be tricked into some of this stuff, no, not really. I've heard of stuff from some of the stuff I watch where like a place can be infested, or somebody could be under oppression or obsession, which isn't full-on possession. So, you know, you might have this weird ailment that just is constantly bothering you. It could show up as a physical medical condition that's hard to explain. Or you could have this one kind of obsessive behavior, obsessive thing in your mind. And keep in mind, people still have actual psychological issues. But in terms of like, are there a bunch of young men and women listening to the latest pop music and they're just kind of oblivious to, the demonic influences in it? And
I think so.
Yeah, but, you know, maybe that's hardening the kids. I don't know.
Well, I mean, so many people say that this is just like going back to, you know, Salem witch lot, the witches, and everybody, you know, the church said that these people, no, you're a witch. No, you're not a witch. No, you were associating with a witch, but we need to cut your head off. We need to burn you at the stakes. So, I mean, who calls balls and strikes, Joey?
Well, for the Catholic Church, it's the exorcists, and they're actually pretty picky. I mean, the first thing
Very
is
tight.
like check out you need to go to a medical doctor, or you need to go to a psychologist. Like, they're very real things. But then there are certain cases that cross a line. Now, a lot of people say, well, why don't you film your sessions that you do and all this stuff to really prove it? And I don't think they don't want to go there. But it's fascinating who calls the balls and strikes. I don't think government should. I don't think people with the power of the sword necessarily should be like, you are a demon because we declare you a demon. Like, that would be crazy. We don't need an Arthur Miller play. But there are odd things that happen, and things that behaviors people start manifesting in that I think are real. And folks should be careful about what they play around with. But again, it's not like you trip and fall into this stuff. There is a lot of you welcome it as well.
What about the people that pay their money and sit down and go through a seance and say they want to connect with their dead relative?
Yeah, I would. I'll put it this way: I wouldn't do that. And if I knew somebody who did that, I'd tell them, "Don't do that."
Play with a Ouija board too.
Well, that guy that you played the video sound like he's been possessed by something. But anyway, y'all have to.
I think that's just the good wacky backy, man. Later.
Thank you, buddies.
Yeah, the jazz cabbage, the devil's lettuce.
That's right, devil's lettuce.
Mm-hmm. Heck, yeah. If you mess around with too many psychedelics, some of the ways people talk about psychedelics, I'm like,
well,
that doesn't sound like that was a wholesome experience.
When the VA announced that they were going to use mushrooms, psilocybin, and they were going to use ecstasy and LSD, I'm thinking, I don't know about the LSD, man.
I don't know about the LSD.
That LSD's a little.
I think again,
strange.
Stuff can be tools that are used in a proper way, but we should always be wary of messing around with stuff like that.
Acid don't eat the brown acid, man. It's bad. That's from Woodstock. You remember that before Canned Heat came on? Someone goes, don't eat the brown acid. It's bad.
Right.
I was telling the crowd out there. That was good. That was very responsible of them.
Yeah, and to simpler days point, I think there are a lot of folks who do the edgy thing, like,
they do.
I'm going to build a shrine to Moloch. Or
Moloch,
or
Paimon, to Paimon.
You do have to wonder about the folks who are like out and out proud Satanists. Like, are you just being edgy, or do you actually go to like black mass rituals? Like, what's your deal, man?
Well, I can tell you this: that the Department of Defense has outlawed any Wiccan and any other pagan religions. Oh, and the Mormons too. The Mormons.
They're mad about that.
They're very torqued.
And I have to say, I used to have Mormons live right next door, right across the hall from me, an apartment complex off Zelda Road.
Latter-day Saints.
Beautiful folks. Like, I thought they were trying to sell me. I'd listen to them for hours because I'm just that type of guy. I'll listen. I might have had the wacky backy in me, so it was an easy thing to listen to. I'm like, this is better than TV. But like, yeah, when you get down to like the game of who is a real Christian can be perilous because then you get into who's anathema and all this other stuff. And, you know, you should probably leave that up to ecclesiastical authorities.
Yes.
And the best representatives, say, of different traditions instead of just the average Joe trying to duke it out on the street in an argument.
A lot of times that's Satan. He's deceiving you. Oh, you're better. You're better than
But there's some stuff that's kind of cut and dry that is pretty universal in terms of Christians. Like the Apostles' Creed is a pretty universal creed, and you got to wonder, well, does Mormonism hew to that? And so, but people could call themselves what they want. Like, I'm not going to try to browbeat anybody. I just found that fascinating. They pitched quite a fit. And I think the best point they had is, well, why is like all these other ones on here that have funky theology? But yeah, we'll see.
I have these magic plates that no one else can see that I found in the woods, and the angels I can get these glasses and I can read them. I can sleep with your. Do you know that you can ban your spouse from heaven if you're a man? You can keep her from getting to heaven if she. Yeah, it's kind of got some weird stuff there, man.
Yeah, well, and it's also like, which sect of it are you part of? Like, which church exactly did you go to?
Like that compound where they molest little kids and stuff. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. Listen. There are several offshoots of LDS, Latter-day Saints, that have compounds, and there's been documented much nastiness out of there. The old man's in charge. Keep you out of heaven. Wears his magic under temple garments.
Well, and speaking of, by the way, demonology.
Yes.
Whether it's LDS or Protestant or Catholic or Eastern Orthodox, whatever, their favorite targets are the the holiest among us, or
Sure.
the folks that are supposed to lead.
Your leaders.
Thus be wary, and definitely pray for your religious leaders. I'm being serious. Pray for your pastor. Pray for your leader, because they are under, let's say, more attack than the average bear.
Always. Yeah.
And that includes pray for your political leader, especially those that are trying to do the right thing,
Always do.
including your enemies. Because I think sometimes it could be tough, and you get in this mindset of, the world would be a better place if there were no Democrats and just Republicans ran everything. And I guess if you believe in the party platform, well, sure, everybody agrees with that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're also not just avatars of our politics. We're people, or children of God. And you should be able to pray for those that really drive you crazy. Really drive you crazy. And hope that better angels for everybody will win out.
What does Paul tell us? I think it's in Corinthians. He says, or might be Romans. He says, you really want to get back at somebody who's really just mean and nasty. What do, Joe? You just heap hot coals of love upon them.
Oh yeah.
How can I help you? Let me help you.
And also, don't get me wrong. There's going to be times where you're like, I can't associate with you.
That's true. I get that.
There's going to be certain moments where you're like, okay, like I'll still pray for you, but I don't need to deal with you. Because you can continue in your ways. Anyway, we got to hit this break. This is part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. Mosquitoes are awful, man.
They're terrible. They ate me alive.
Talk about demons.
They are little demons.
Yeah, it's just gross. They suck your blood. Yeah, they ruin a good time when you're trying to relax outside. Maybe after a meal, sip some whiskey, smoke a cigar, and all of a sudden, like, you get bit on the forehead. Or like right there, you're wearing sandals and you get bit right on the ankle. You know what I'm talking about?
Ankle biters. Yeah, ankle biters.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful. They go after that sweet meat. And so instead of spraying yourself or like using candles that don't work, why not have your yard treated by Pest Pro Services? And of course, Pest Pro can get that done quick. Just get in touch with them. And they also have, of course, regular pest control services, monthly subscription models, a great way to control costs for that across the board, across the year. So check them out today. You just need to call them up, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients. From making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly, to getting to know you and your family's needs, and following up on any questions you may have, Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury, and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing.
Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. 5 reasons to get a home inspection before you close on a home. Homeowners buying their first home or their 10th home still need a home inspection performed. First, you will find out firsthand the true condition of the home, the age and state of the heating and air, the roof, electrical, and plumbing as of the date of inspection. Second, it may give you the ability to renegotiate repairs that the seller will end up paying for before closing. Third, if the results show that the repairs would be too costly, then you can opt out of the contract without losing your earnest money. Fourth, the age and state of the systems will indicate what shape the rest of the house might be in and give you the option to opt out of the transaction or renegotiate terms. Fifth, knowing what needs to be done to the house will allow you the opportunity to update the home properly to your taste. For a list of the best home inspectors in the area, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 334-221-2883 or 551-0225. The Goodson Group.
Yes? Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breaker stripping? Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything. That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay? Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician? No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it. Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work or you'd just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Well, hi, everybody. We're looking at a sun and cloud mix today. Very hot, very humid, with a high temperature up to about 93, with random pop-up afternoon and evening storms possible, but not many. They will tend to fade out during the evening hours, and very muggy at night. Overnight low temperature around 75. And even Thursday and Friday, I think, will be around 93, 94 each day, maybe getting close to triple digits on the heat index. And spotty storms, not very generous on the radar. A few here and there, maybe a little bit more numerous over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the river region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico in the studio with me. And let's hear these people again, because I think Sam wants to talk about it. Okay. And this is the folks that recruited the Nazi tattoo guy up there in Maine. And we think, based on our reaction to the video, that they are high.
Very high.
Your eyes are so blue and beautiful. It's like, are you high right now?
His little Asian friend had the giggles.
Yeah, so let's listen into this again.
At this point, you hadn't vetted Graham Plattner. You hadn't done a full scrub of who he is. How did you go about vetting him? And why did you?
We paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money and got some stuff back. Some of what you've seen on the news we got back. Other stuff we didn't.
Did the vetting process turn up the tattoo that became so controversial?
No.
The Reddit posts, did that turn up in the vetting process?
The firm sent us a thing, and it had some of them, but it didn't have all of them.
And what did you think about that? How did you think your way through the fact that he had posted these things on social media?
I said none of this will or should stop him from becoming a U.S. Senator.
And what was your thinking there?
Agree. I think if what the voters wanted were people who were grown in vats and had never done or said anything that they might regret their entire lives, we'd have a very different country. Part of our thesis here is that people do not want their candidates grown in vats. They want people who are real human beings, and they want people who do not look and sound like the vat-grown people.
The vat-grown? He's thought about this a lot.
We need to go ahead and make him a eunuch, because I don't want him reprocreating at all. Sorry.
I see your point, but I don't
He's
think we should
just-
go
he's a
that
weirdo.
far.
He's
Sam, how are you doing?
Joey, I called to tell you what the voters want.
Yeah.
The voters want. Yeah, no, man. I got a different take, brother. Now, first off, I'd like to say to everyone listening on the radio that I saw this clip. I was in the kitchen monkeying around, and I had the show on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does make a difference when you get to visually see this guy, him and his wife, the way they're giggling and moving around. Yeah, I can see that. He may be intoxicated with some kind of...
It's not his wife, by the way. It's his partner.
Oh, partner. Excuse me.
Get it right.
Excuse me. Yeah, man. There you go. I'm already making assumptions that they have some good sense.
They have no normal.
don't.
They have no normalcy.
When I see the two of them and the way they're interacting, what I see is a man that has been beaten down. Okay, he is literally. No. He's terrified. That woman. He is a victim of the feminization, the higher education of this country, and it is right there on display. That's what I'm saying. Don't corner him.
He's a victim?
Yes.
He's a victim to the system. The feminazis got to him.
They have taken his man away.
I would argue his father failed him. I think,
Or maybe it wasn't even like maybe it wasn't like Gloria Steinem influenced too many people decades ago. It could be that maybe it's just he drank too much bottled water. The microplastics.
Microplastics are bad.
But all that aside, all the speculation aside, the man is a corner dog. You don't want to go up there and start messing with him too much, because I believe he would come off that couch if you really start to press him. Come out of that little
come up off that couch.
You get his ass knocked down in a hurry.
Like them folks want to come down here and mess with us in the South. Like, come down and roll up on us.
Please do.
All right, guys, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Sam.
I gotta go get busy. Thank y'all for the show. I always enjoy it. All right?
Appreciate it, Sam.
Thank you, buddy.
Now, you think we got it bad in America. Let's go a little further to the north.
Okay,
to the Great White
oh
North.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Let's take off to the Great White North.
Okay.
And let's listen in. This is Victoria Romero.
Romero.
And she's talking about, I believe, using fossil fuels and like climate change, environmental impact and stuff. So let's listen in to Victoria.
Violence against nature and the climate are
Hold on. Start over, Victoria.
Violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans.
Wait. That first line comes in hot. Violence against nature and the environment. Is that what you said?
Violence against nature and the climate are
What? That can't be real.
Violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans. One example is climate change as a gendered issue, which leads to systemic disadvantages for all women. The final report of the National Inquiry on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls identified direct links between resource extraction projects like oil pipelines and violence towards Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit. The Alberta MOU and the proposals within the Getting Major Projects Built in Canada paper, which allow the government to bypass protections for the environment, Indigenous rights, and established conventions, are harmful enough without the added insult of our tax-funded support to companies engaged. If we cannot immediately end all new oil and gas extraction in Canada, we must at least end subsidies to the industry, costing us billions of taxpayer dollars.
So that's how it's going in Canada. Now, that's probably just one witness in a hearing, but I bet she's actually the one that's going to get her way.
Sure she is. She invoked the name Indigenous women that have...
Two-Spirits, too.
Yeah, really.
Violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans.
So you learned something today, all you hayseeds in Alabama, all you rednecks.
Yeah.
All you bubbas out there.
Redneck.
Not you, Pastor Bubba, you're great. But all y'all learned something. That violence against the environment, actually, I forgot it already.
Essentially, violence against nature and the climate are inseparable from violence against humans.
She said when you're extracting the oil, you are hurting people.
Because around oil rigs, women get abducted.
Yes, they do. And they get, sexually assaulted there.
I wonder if they do that study in like Montreal, what would be the result?
Montreal.
Come on.
The higher incidence of sexual
Well, and the excuse would be, but with French.
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew, I watched him the other day. You could not show that today. He's like, the courtship is over. It is time to make love. That's what he says. He grabs the cat who's got the streak and he's like, oh, she's playing hard to get. You can't do that anymore.
You dirty Frenchman.
Cannot do that anymore.
No, if you got a certain accent, you can be a little more forward.
It's a cultural thing, you see.
Yeah.
God, Joey, that's funny. Yeah, she's the tip of the spear right now in Canada. Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
Let's go to line one here. You're on there. Who's this?
Hola.
Hola.
How are you doing, my fine friend? What? You guys are doing okay over there?
Bueno.
That dude that y'all played earlier, that dude sounds like he kisses hot dogs before he eats them.
Oh, he does.
I don't know what his...
He does. He's a bag of...
That is a guy that I tell you what, I am not the baddest man on the planet, but I guarantee you, he better not say nothing crossways to me.
This freak.
That is the kind of guy you just like, look here, dude. Just go back to wherever you came from and stop thinking before you get hurt. That is not going to work out well for you.
Yeah, it's...
And what show was he on?
I don't even know what the show was. It's something very liberal. Like, I don't know, some liberal podcast where they're using the NPR sort of production style.
Yeah, well, see, that tells you all you need to know right there. Nobody knows who this dude is. Sounds like he's been eating bratwurst, uncooked.
Italian sausage.
Cut up with a spoon. Which,
Maybe
can
he
you
had
even
some of
say
those
is
French-
cut up? Or just mash?
It's almost like he's Graham's cuck now.
Oh, God. No, but also there is a serious point in this of like all the crap that has been said over the years by probably all three of us having this conversation, and not all y'all out there listening. The amount of crap that's been said on social media, like, is it actually going to hold back people from elected of office? I don't think it will, because so many folks have done it. Now, a SS like Death Squad tattoo, that probably could be disqualified.
That's a big deal.
No, I mean, it depends on your complexion and your what you got out beside your name. You can get away with anything. I mean, we've had governors get away with doing blackface. We've had governors get away with doing whiteface. You know, you can be racist as long as the people in charge are okay with you.
Well, and you can get away with doing blackface if you're in a bodybuilding competition. Yeah. Or if you're a Navy SEAL on a night race. Yeah.
You ever seen that? Was that Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, Andrew Schultz.
He does it.
Yeah, that's great. It's so good.
All right, if you're with you, we're good. But you just got me next to you. So what about now?
Yeah, I like Schulte.
He's funny. All right, y'all. Keep the racism to a minimum.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get offended out here.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
272-9228. See, I've been learning a little Spanish.
Yeah. Well, you're doing Latin. If you're doing Latin, you should be competent in many different
Spanish
languages.
is so much faster.
It is. It's much quicker than that. Latin is not hard at all, because if we look at our language, a lot of our words stem from the roots in Latin, right? It's, I think, very fascinating.
Though sometimes you can't let the Southern when I'm real tired. I can't I can't be like ora pro nobis peccatoribus. Like that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. It needs a flow more than anyway.
Yeah, you're doing good. I've been listening to you. You're doing good.
This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Yes.
Good folks. They helped out your family.
They sure did.
Your son?
Couldn't tell you. Yes. Jeremy did it. And I'll tell you, it was so quick and so easy. They pre-certified like you should, and it helps you out. And then they helped them pick their place.
Yeah, folks, if you go ahead and get pre-approved, it's going to make the buying experience much better. You can shop with confidence. Sellers will actually take you seriously. Yep. And when you find that place, you can actually pull the trigger on it. Because, you might be searching near and far, and you're not pre-approved, and somebody else steals that home right out from under.
That's exactly why they did it, because where they were looking out in the country where we live, you got to move quickly on a house if it opens up. So.
And, folks, you can't control interest rates, housing inventory, what's in the national news, whatever the news is panicking about. You can't control any of that. What you need to do is make real estate decisions based on your own economy, your own hearth and home, and allow Kim and, of course, Madeline Cannon there at Alabama Home Mortgage. It's Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon. Let them help you walk through that process. And it could be looking to buy, or you're looking to refinance, maybe restructure debt, shore up a retirement fund, or reinvest in some way, or just have fun with the money. You built up the money. You can do what you want with it. It's yours. Check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Anyway,
good stuff.
We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, and I'm asking for your vote June 16th for Circuit Judge Place 5, Autauga, Chilton, and Elmore counties. I'm a 20-year veteran of the trial courtrooms of Alabama. I've served you as an assistant district attorney, I've served you as the municipal prosecutor for the city of Prattville, and I've continued to serve you as the municipal judge of Millbrook. I've defended the most difficult and serious cases before judge and jury. I've been serving this community for 20 years. Vote Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, June 16th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Bradley Earl-Ekdahl, 131 Hunts Alley, Prattville, Alabama, 36067.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
We know the businesses that keep our communities moving. We walk the same streets, shop the same stores, and support the same local families. Janney King franchise owners take pride in caring for the places they keep our hometown strong. With dependable service, attention to detail, and commitment to doing the things the right way, more businesses are choosing Janney King as their trusted local cleaning partner. Visit JanneyKingCleans.com today.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4220. On the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Accurate, immediate, carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And on the phone now, he joins us at this time usually, Michael Cohen from Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Joey. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I got Mr. Carrico here in the studio. Eddie's taking the whole week. He's working, though. I mean, he's doing some real estate.
Working, hooking, it's all the same day.
Nice.
Yeah, he deserves that.
We can count on Mike to call it out the way it is.
So, how's it going over there at Cohen's?
It's doing great.
Good.
Doing great. I tell you, we had some really nice customers that have come in and made some nice purchases today. Washers and dryers, double ovens, refrigerators, some Control 4 on our side, television, and anyway, so Michael Jacks has been pretty busy, and my salespeople have been busy, and it's been a good day at Cohen's.
I like hearing that. And, you know, we don't talk about the Control 4 stuff enough, and that's essentially like just all across the board smart home stuff.
Well, Control 4 can be as much or as little as you want it to be. A lot of our customers use it just to control their audio video system.
Okay.
And a lot of them do that, but a lot of them also get a bigger taste of it, you know, where it can control the door locks on your home, some special lighting that you may want control over. A lot of people like to have control over their outdoor lights. And then the rooms that they live in, which is typically the kitchen and the great room and the master bedroom and bath. So that you can do a lot of that. You can also control your garage door. You can control your pool system. You can control your sprinkler system. You can control your security system. There's a lot that it can control. And the cool thing is that they're just the control part of it. So they work with a lot of other vendors as far as what they can control.
Very cool. Yeah, so I could set it up to where it's like I hit a switch and I'm in like ladies' man mode.
Yeah, and you could have it where it turns off the television, it puts on some Frank Sinatra, it dims the light, it closes the curtains.
Sinatra.
It lights a path to the kitchen. There's so many things that it could be programmed to do. It can even be programmed to be your alarm clock. And the cool thing about that is it's not as easy to hit that snooze button when your Control 4 turns on your favorite music at 6 a.m. to wake you up.
Well, folks, if you're looking for that or many other options on the electronic side or the appliance side of the store, Cohen's is ready to help you. You can always go to thinkcohens.com, but I say stop by. Nothing like actually seeing these products and these great people in person at 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael. Be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with that Joey Clark fella. I think Troy Carrico was there that day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, y'all come see us. Bring us some questions and let us help you with some answers and help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are.
Mike, I have a question for you real fast about this smart
Yes,
system. Could he press the button and get a girlfriend instantly, like just drop down to him?
That's a demon.
You know, it hasn't come that far.
Okay, let us know.
But if he had a little table that had some motorization, we could have it pop up his Viagra pill.
That's just a low blow, literally below the
No,
belt.
it isn't. I love you. I want you to be happy.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, you too.
Yeah, it's all for you, Joey.
Well, I mean, you try performing with Frank Sinatra going, I did it my way. I'm like, what?
Send in the
No,
clowns
and
for
you'll
you.
be saying, no, my way.
My way. That's right. Your way.
Anyway, appreciate it.
Anyway.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
All right, brother.
I'll do Sinatra.
No, man. Listen, we got married. To, our dance song was "Send in the Clowns" by Frank Sinatra.
Oh, that is a beautiful song. Don't get me
I like. Now, don't get me wrong.
I like Sinatra.
Listen, Baba really did it good, but man, his version is from a man's perspective.
I'm saying if I'm doing like full Austin Powers 70s ladies man mode, I'm gonna go with Teddy Pendergrass, Love, TKO.
Sure.
If you know that song,
I
that
do.
bass that comes in.
I do.
Yeah.
I was going to think maybe more like stroking.
No, that's too.
I'd be stroking.
It's too silly.
Is it too silly?
It's too silly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I want more like the Come Here Woman.
I guess you come here. I won't
and
love you.
more hot wax all over here.
Yeah, right. Isaac.
You're right. Isaac, hey, sure.
Yeah, man. Why not?
No, all that stuff at this point, it's so camp and so like if you want to have a fun time and just make each other laugh,
really
play
is.
that stuff.
I know.
But as actual mood music,
Yeah.
Barry White, really?
Yeah.
I think he's got some jams, but
Jazz is always a good background. Just a little light
jazz
A little light jazz. Yeah.
you sure you don't like the heavy like deathcore?
Of
Like
course I
EDM?
would, but that would scare her away. But Robin likes it, so it's all good.
Final hour coming up.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump at the White House today signing the $70 billion immigration enforcement package known as the Save America Act. It's aimed at keeping Americans safe. After months of debate and delays, the president signed the package, which will fund ICE agents and Border Patrol through the rest of his second term in office. Inflation has hit a 3-year high, highlighting affordability challenges for all Americans and possible problems for Republicans heading into the midterm elections. Rising gas prices pushed inflation to the highest level in more than 3 years last month, a headache for the Federal Reserve and a political challenge for President Trump. The Labor Department said that consumer prices rose 4.2% in the month of May compared to the year before. On Wall Street, stocks not happy today. Right now, the Dow is down 657 points, the NASDAQ off 351. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Well, hi, everybody. We're looking at a sun and cloud mix today. Very hot, very humid with a high temperature up to about 93 with random pop-up afternoon and evening storms possible, but not many. They will tend to fade out during the evening hours and very muggy at night. Overnight low temperature around 75. And even Thursday and Friday, I think will be around 93, 94 each day, maybe getting close to triple digits on the heat index. And spotty storms, not very generous on the radar. A few here and there, maybe a little bit more numerous over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
A district court judge here in Alabama has responded to a ruling coming from the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. District Judge Emily Marks was tasked by the appeals court with reviewing her decision that the nitrogen hypoxia execution method is not cruel and unusual. Marks has now barred the state of Alabama from proceeding further with a scheduled execution of inmate Jeffrey James Lee by this method. Attorneys for Lee are arguing that death by a firing squad is a less cruel method that Lee would prefer. Lee's attorneys referred to the state of Utah, where the protocol has been established and can be implemented here in the state of Alabama. Judge Marks determined that the state should accommodate Lee's proposed alternative for a quick and painless death. She wrote that the state can obtain rifles and ammunition quite easily and modify a space within the Holman Correctional Facility to create a firing squad. The Attorney General's office said they are pursuing options following this recent ruling. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A police-involved shooting occurred this past Tuesday in Huntsville. 26-year-old Kobe Green has since been taken into custody. Police first approached Green for being involved in a shooting that occurred this past weekend. He tried to run away from police and then brandished a weapon. An officer responded by shooting back but did not hit Green. Police found Green to also be in possession of fentanyl. And a Scottsboro woman has died after being struck by a train this past Tuesday. The woman's identity has not been released at this time. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We're talking with Dr. Clark McLemore at McLemore Dentistry, and this is where I went a few years ago to get my smile reworked. Dr. McLemore, you have a great offer for our listeners.
We've got all of our design and manufacturing in-house. So what that means is if you come to us, we have the entire process under our control, providing top quality prosthetics and restorations. And that really impacts our patients' smiles, and it makes us feel a lot better that we're doing the absolute best we can for folks.
Visit drmclemordentistry.com.
A new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And, well, Trump's gone and said it. He's doing a thing where it's, he signed a thing that's securing borders and stuff because we always need to do more of that. That's right. And that, by the way, is the one thing you can be like, yeah, pulled that off.
Yeah, it did.
Like, it's kind of amazing. Remember when Biden and team said we needed to pass that law on James Lankford of talk about selling your soul and being owned by somebody? Had to stump for it and make some bipartisan deal in order to actually close the border. It's like, no, you could just have a different president.
You remember all the caravans that were coming up to come in? And that stopped.
Oh, yeah. No, and the amount of people truly taken advantage of and abused because of that whole industry that existed.
Absolutely.
It's a shame. But here's the president after he signed something. It was like to fund DHS again or something. It's all the reconciliation vote. It's all Washington speak. And you're still spending too much money. I don't care if you're President Trump. We're too much debt. You're spending too much money, all of y'all. Anyway. Here's the president being asked about Iran.
Mr. President, you posted this morning about Iran, and you said that they've taken too long to get to a deal. I want to make sure I quote you correctly. You said that now they will have to pay the price.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that specifically?
Well, we're going to be attacking them very hard.
Resuming very hard.
Yeah, well, we are. Based on the helicopter, I guess we have the right to do that. You know, they shot down a very incredible, actually an incredible machine. And at first they said they didn't do it, then they admitted they did. It was sort of easy because we have the bomb. We actually have the bomb. Got very lucky that bomb didn't explode. That bomb was lodged in the helicopter. It didn't explode. It was on fire, but it didn't explode. Those two guys, they knew how to fly, but they got very lucky. And then we had the unmanned boat going very, very fast at speeds that you wouldn't want to go. That's why it's unmanned, I guess, because nobody can go in that. But they rescued. So both people are, fortunately, the pilots are okay. Now, look, I've been working with Iran for a number of months, and they should sign their deal. It's a good deal. It doesn't give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. In fact, it totally prohibits them from ever having a nuclear weapon. And it was just tap, tap, tap. I don't know what they're doing. So they then shot at our helicopter. Very expensive helicopter, by the way, but much more importantly, the two men, fortunately, they're okay. But an amazing rescue. If you ever get a clip, you won't believe the rescue, how cool it was. The equipment we have. Look, we have the strongest military in the world. And I gave them a break at the request of Pakistan, the Field Marshal and the Prime Minister of Pakistan are great. We stopped them from going to war with India. You would have had a nuclear war if it wasn't for me. But they became friendly to me, very friendly, and they're close to Iran, and they worked, and they still are working on trying them to do what's right. But we want a deal that's meaningful. We want a deal that works. We don't want to just have a Barack Hussein Obama deal, JCPOA, the worst deal.
So he seems very comfortable, like at ease, not ill at ease. He's just at ease about it. Like, yeah, we're probably going to attack him and bomb him some more.
My estimate is that they've got enough time to put some munitions back together, and they have a plan in place with Israel and what they're going to do selectively.
Yeah, no, my sense is some of this is actually a bunch of bluster about the big sort of infrastructure attack, and what you're going to get is another decapitation strike.
That's right. You're going to see a complete. So my understanding is the real threat or the real problem that Iran has had is, yes, it's degradation of their equipment, but it's the lack of command and control communications. And that's so they're going to make it even harder for them.
And if you start hitting them hard again, they'll freak out even more because they don't have that command control.
That's what exactly happened. Yep.
But it's a shame.
I
and the president expressed it like, I want this to be over. I wish it had been over months ago.
I agree.
But folks ain't crying uncle.
Not yet.
Continue to pray for peace, folks. But
prepare for war.
Indeed. Now, here's the president being asked about the blockade and oil because the gas pumps are still pretty high.
They're still pretty high.
Inflation to come down between that.
Oh, when the war is over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time, but we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil, millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil, but now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it, but it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out. And that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please call it a conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before.
Well,
we'll see.
Can't wait for that to happen.
Me and
Because
you
filling
both.
up the gas pump is ridiculous.
Tell you
right
what,
now.
I have a F-250 diesel, and I drive it very sparingly because diesel's been as high as $6.89, $7 a gallon, which is crazy.
So, Jasmine Crockett had herself a day yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she, tries to take on Alveda King, Dr. Alveda King.
Dr. Alveda King.
Yeah, I left off the doctor before. And that's just so disrespectful sometimes. I didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it. I wasn't raised.
All right. But, here is Crockett, because, Alveda King's very conservative.
Yes, very.
Essentially taking on the GOP, that they're a bunch of white men, the usual tired, tattered, and torn attacks and responses.
So weak.
Anyway, let's listen into this.
I hate that we have spent this much time, on SPLC, and we've not addressed the elephant in the room, the literal elephant in the room. The vast majority of the people on that side of the aisle, and for those of you that are at home, let me tell you, when I say that side of the aisle, I'm talking about the Republicans, the ones that brought this hearing. And again, you've heard that this is not the first hearing, but the vast majority of them are white men. White men
because we're the population.
are lecturing people of color because the vast majority, actually, any semblance of diversity comes from this side of the aisle. You want to tell people of color who is fighting for who? People of color do not feel comfortable or welcomed within your party. That's why you have to parade someone who has the name Dr. King attached to them so that people can be confused, because I have been reading the comments online and people are like, who is this Dr. King? Because you want them to believe that somehow she espouses who Dr. King was, yet you've yet to have MLK the third come in here. You've yet to have Dr. Bernice King, the ones that were actually raised by Dr. King, the ones that actually probably understand the teachings of Dr. King. And I just want to be clear, because I want to talk to y'all about what the Dr. King had to say about racism, so that y'all don't get it twisted and don't get it confused just because you see the name sitting in this room. Our nation was born in genocide when it embraced the doctrine that the original American, the Indian, was an inferior race. That was from his 1963 book, Why We Can't Wait. He also said, in the final analysis, racism is evil because its ultimate logic is genocide. If one says that I am not good enough to live next door to him, or to have a good, decent job, or to go to school with him merely because of my race, he is saying consciously or unconsciously that I do not deserve to exist. This was from his 1967 speech, The Other America. So just to be clear, y'all don't seem like y'all even understand what a hate organization is. So I went to Google to help you out. A hate group is an organized group whose beliefs, practices, and primary purpose are centered on advocating malice, hostility, or violence towards people based on their immutable characteristics such as race, religion, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or disability. So I know some of y'all are, caping for Charlie Kirk, because I done heard y'all talk about his organization over and over and over. So I'm not going to play with anybody who's going to play with my time. So I'm going directly to Miss McCord. Professor, let me put some respect on your name. All right. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Does that sound like a hater or not?
That sounds like a racial stereotype.
Okay, sounds good to me. We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in the mid-1960s.
That sounds like someone who still adheres to racist views.
Okay. America has freedom of religion, of course, but we should
By the way, I'm letting this play out because it's good to hear what other people think, I suppose.
be frank. Large, dedicated Islamic areas are a threat to America.
Yeah, they are.
That is someone who can't accept that America is a multiracial, multi-religious place.
Okay, these all just happen to be
Rusting bitch
comments
face she's got.
from the fearless leader of Turning Point USA, so I could see where SPLC was going. I also think that it's so interesting that right now, just for those sitting at home, you may not know that Oversight is not having any hearings right now because the Republicans don't want to deal with the Epstein file, so they have shut down all of Oversight committee hearings, right? So we've got an indictment for SPLC. I have still yet to see an indictment on any Epstein defendant. Not a one, but okay. And we want to
Yeah,
talk
because both parties are compromised by that and all the elites and stuff anyway.
about what happened in Charlottesville. And we are so upset about Charlottesville. All of a sudden. I would be interested to know which one of you had something to say about Charlottesville when it happened, because I don't think that y'all were saying those same things. In fact, our fearless leader at the time said that there were pretty fine people on both sides. You were okay with the tiki torches. You were okay with it.
And all of it is just lies, man. Like, it's such mischaracterization.
I digress.
And that
I'm going to
cross
move on
she
to
has around her
Texas.
neck, she needs to really
My
read the
last
Bible.
24 seconds. In your testimony before the Texas House of Representatives, you read aloud a series of messages between you and other whistleblowers, basically explaining the corruption happening, directed by Attorney General Ken Paxton. On page 82, lines 5 through 11, you list all the corruption that Ken Paxton directed you and others to carry out, to quote, demanding that we investigate facially bogus charges, refusing to take our advice that there is no prosecutable offense, demanding that we hire outside counsel, and authorizing an improper fishing expedition. Is that correct?
The time the gentleman has expired. The gentleman can respond if you want. My testimony from that proceeding stands for itself. Yeah.
So
You're now recognized.
just to clarify,
The
Ms.
gentleman's time has expired.
I understand.
Our next person is going to give you time, Dr. King, to respond. So we will now recognize the gentleman from South Carolina.
I'm gonna be gone.
Dr. King, thank you for being here. I know that there was a monologue earlier in which you wanted to respond. I think you were kind of ready to do that, but we're not given that opportunity. Would you like to briefly respond to that?
Very briefly, Congresswoman, I am a bit emotional. I'm going to watch what I say. But it seems as though you have suggested that I am a bastard to the King family legacy. I am legitimately the daughter of Reverend Alfred Daniel Williams King and Dr. Naomi Ruth Barber King. We are a family who loves God, and I love you. God bless you.
Ms. King, let the record reflect that the gentlelady from Texas left the room.
Well,
That's what they do. That's what they do. Oh yeah, but that's what the left does. It throws bombs and then runs.
No, I thought Alveda showed some.
She showed some
class.
restraint, didn't she? Yeah.
But here, you know, that one part where they brought up the tire thing about
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's, you know, about black pilots and stuff. Well, let's revisit that, because there was an actual pilot in the room on the committee hearing, elected to Congress by a bunch of white folks, by the way.
Nice.
Because, you know, maybe he actually, hold on, make sure we
It's a
have the right-
meritocracy that we're looking for.
Let's just listen in. You'll get the beginning again, and it's Representative Wesley Hunt. I think we played him
we
the other
talked to
day.
him. I like him. Yeah, he
Let's
was
listen
interviewing
in.
that kid.
Okay.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Does that sound like a hater or not?
That sounds like a racial stereotype.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I had a previous colleague that talked about seeing a black pilot and what that would mean to Charlie Kirk's comments. And it's funny, black pilot here, by the way. I actually went to flight school, West Point graduate, learned how to fly the Apache helicopter, went to flight school in 2005. You see, there was no DEI. We just simply competed with everyone else, and I was selected, fought in combat, went on to fly 55 combat air missions, and nobody gave a damn what I looked like because I got there on merit. What DEI does is it lowers standards based on race and based on gender.
If I see a black
Right. So if people start thinking, maybe you change the standards purposely, you yourself say we've changed the standards where it's more than just your competency at the job. We are going to take into consideration other factors. It makes people go, is this the best person actually flying this helicopter, this plane?
A meritocracy matters in those kind of cases. But you know what's funny? Had this been, let's just say, a white person say, you walk in, you see a black pilot. I think, boy, did you hear her say that? Boy, I hope I thought, you don't use those words. That's careless.
Yeah, it's just,
this is the world we live in.
That's just being from Texas. Sometimes you let out a boy.
Well, I'm just saying, but I know.
And Jasmine's from Texas, so.
Yeah, she don't act like a Texan, I know.
But that wasn't all, but there's so much more to this.
Hatred, man.
But Alveda King continued to hold her own.
She was very, very
against a lot of the back and forth. And yes, the Republicans are milking this SPLC thing. Why? Because we can't stand them. They smeared people for years.
It matters. That's why.
Absolutely smeared people for years. So this is Brandon Gill, another Texan. And he clearly is going to run for higher office later. Well-spoken guy with a little bit of grease in his hair. But that's making a comeback, baby.
Yeah.
And let's listen in.
Said that restricting and banning abortion.
He's talking to the president of the SPLC, Mr. Fair, which is,
Fair.
again, perfect name for the head of the SPLC, Mr. Fair.
As a tool of the far right uses to maintain white supremacy. Do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I believe that reproductive liberty is.
No, do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I will tell you what I believe if you're asking.
Yes or no?
I can't answer that question, yes or no.
I don't think that pro-lifers are white supremacists. Do you?
What I think is that reproductive liberty is a right that every woman should enjoy.
How many babies in the United States that are aborted are black? About 40% of abortions nationwide are of black babies. Blacks represent about 13% of the population. Does that sound like something a white supremacist would oppose?
What I would say again is that SPLC supports reproductive liberty.
Calling somebody a white supremacist is a pretty serious charge, isn't it? I would think you would be able to defend that if your organization says that. You clearly seem unable to.
Mr. Gill, I'm not sure why you would think I'm unable to do anything.
Because you're the president of the SPLC, which labels pro-lifers as racists.
Well,
does your organization just hurl around epithets like that without any justification?
Yes, they do.
I think SPLC's in trouble.
Good. They deserve to be in trouble.
They have done some dastardly things. Yes.
Yeah, and now I believe on this topic, Alveda King takes on Jamie Raskin.
He just looks goofy.
On the SPLC. And so let's listen in. This is more the Democrat side. Let's see what Raskin's got for this theater.
And they won $25 million.
So do you pay the same people to do the bomb and then go and comfort the people from being bombed? You pay the same people to do both jobs? That's kind of fraud to me. That's weird and chaotic and confusing.
Well, to that effect?
I don't personally, but outside agitators did bomb our house in '63 and then ran back and took off the Ku Klux Klan sheets and put on police things and ran up in the yard.
Well,
that's the same people. It was crazy.
I'm with you, and that's a statement about the racism of that police force working with the Ku Klux Klan.
Hey, y'all pay both of them to do the double jobs. SPLC does. Really, you hire them to do the bombing, then you hire them to fix the bombing. That's weird.
Dr. King, you're asserting a lot of things under oath, and you haven't brought the evidence with you. So I think
maybe she's using a metaphor, dumbass.
Some for you.
Okay, please, bring us the evidence, and I'll yield back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Yields back.
Anyway, is this going to make a huge difference? Maybe down the road. But,
you and I both talk about the theater of the kabuki theater of the hearings in Congress, but it gives us it gives us a good barometer on what's going on and being felt, I think, inside the system right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Duke.
Hey, Duke. How you doing?
Man, I tune into the show, and hell, y'all talking about the blacks, as Trump say, these blacks.
We're white
I love
supremacists. We're white supremacists.
I love
We're
the
white
blacks.
supremacists up here. You know
This is
that.
what we do.
Come on, Duke. You know you're dealing with Nazis. Come on, man.
Y'all talking about these blacks today.
These blacks.
So, right out of the box, I'm gonna agree with my girl, in Texas. What my girl name?
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine. Yeah, over this Tim Scott woman right here. This is Tim Scott Jr. She just happens to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she might be a family member, but she just like Tim Scott Jr. You know, sniffing up to satisfy folks. But Jam, what did she say that was a lie, Joey?
The characterization of pretty much everything she put out there was a lie.
I heard everything she said. I heard what you said before today, but she hadn't heard.
Like the constant quote about Charlie Kirk with the black pilot thing, I think Wesley Hunt responded pretty well. Like, and the willful ignorance of not being understand the critique of DEI is quite something.
So, what did you think about Wesley Hunt's response?
Now,
The black pilot.
Now I've heard some of the things Charlie Kirk said that I'm gonna get into someday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but back to the election last night. I don't find anything wrong with them voting for this individual. Okay?
For the dude with the Nazi tattoo?
Yeah, right. There you go. Because they said if you can't beat them, join them, right? The other side, they put on Trump team people who did stuff at the Capitol and stuff like that. They're not going to pay them at the same time. That's for another day. But
no, I think the people of Maine have a right to vote for him if they wish.
I know that, but what I'm saying, we got all these so-called conservatives / Republicans whining and bitching about it because
it's in the news, and it's also like it's low-hanging fruit. It's like he's got a literal SS death squad tattoo on his chest.
You might want to be careful about. You might want to be careful. Duke.
I don't care what he got on him, but
Duke, you might want. Duke, you might want to, brother.
Like I said, I vote for David Duke and all these kids. They believe in the stuff I believe in. Okay,
Duke.
I got to bet him though. I got to bet him myself.
Duke, I love you. I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen real fast. I love you. Listen. Do you know what kind of tattoo he has? It's called the Schutzstapeln des Head. He considers you Untermenschen. He thinks that blacks are Untermenschen. Believe me, if he's subscribing to that, under people.
Well, some of the people I work for over many years, they pay me good money here. They probably have some on their head somewhere.
All right, I warned you, brother. I warned you, brother.
As long as they can take care of me and do what they're supposed to do, and not get up in my face and wants to talk to me in the kind of way, we be all right.
I warned you. All right.
Okay, because that green stuff that he put in my hand on Friday, on payday, it got in God, we trust on it. Okay? That's all that matters to me at the end of the day. Okay?
Okay.
But as long as we respect each other, and I know who he is. If he told me that he a good old boy, you can be a good old boy all you want to, just don't get him out way. Just don't mess with the people that I love, and that's not trying to block me from things that I want in life. Don't get in my way.
Yeah,
We'll be all right.
I agree with that, sir.
You can hate all you damn please till you pass out, till your tongue fall out of your mouth. You can call me any word all you want to, but not in my face. So back to this guy last night. The Republican on their team, they put, the people been locked up and, like I said, broke in the Capitol and all that, and all this different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to join what they do what they do. I mean, Trump, they claim he had stuff on him and all that. Y'all put him.
Yeah, so it's the argument is essentially I'm a sinner, but y'all are sinners too. So get over it.
Everybody, all of them.
Yeah,
lie.
okay.
But don't raise your head. Don't raise your head in the bushes when you got another man's wife to lamb.
Then what are we going to talk about in politics, like taxes or something?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I love y'all to death. Now I just like to get it stirred up a little bit sometimes.
Oh,
But you know what I'm saying? Though, with these folks, man, some of them get me. Some of these people buy into this stuff now. They serious about their side only now. My side right. Your side is wrong.
That's what Democrats and Republicans have more in common than anything else.
Amen.
but it works with the Trump team, though.
Yes.
I mean, anything Trump say, boy, they
Dude.
believe it.
It works with everybody, man.
I never seen nobody had control like Trump, though. Trump got it going on by himself.
Well, maybe I'm really good at the game. And if you noticed, when it comes to these blacks, I had my numbers went up with these blacks and the last black men in particular.
Then, I forgot about that, Joy. Then he went out last week and said that he finally told her what the black job was.
Yeah.
Black job is these damn factory jobs are the black jobs. He said once they get on back here, the blacks have plenty of jobs. They have plenty to do once the jobs get on back over here.
He's going to be, we're going to have a guy running a robot. We're going to have a guy running a robot arm, and he's going to be black.
That ain't what he said, though.
Yeah, but what do you think factory jobs entail these days?
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to hear him say that, though. But, and I heard also that the folks were thinking about bringing some of the Mexicans back to do this fruit and all that stuff in the field. Because they say the colors, I don't think the colors going to do it.
Who said that?
Somebody.
Who used the C word in that way?
They say that the Mexicans, they're going to have to bring some of the Mexicans back. Because they ain't got nobody to help the farmers out, okay?
Oh, okay.
So we got to bring some of them back to do some of this work because these blacks not going to do that work.
Is that what he said, or are you adding that?
I'm throwing that in as extra. Man.
Yeah, okay. You're reading in between the lines. You're hearing the whistles.
I ain't gonna lie on nobody. I may stretch the truth a little bit.
Yeah, right. For a fact.
I don't tell lies. Now, you don't tell no lies. Now, okay?
No, that would be wrong.
I would think you're sick if you didn't stretch the truth. You know that, just like me. Love you, dude.
Anyway, I just want to pick at y'all for 2-3 minutes, but I'm hearing all this nonsense. But my girl Jasmine not be bringing it now, y'all. And some people can't handle that.
I'm surprised you didn't like Wesley Hunt. That bothers me a great deal. It tells me that you're a woman. You love women, don't you? You love them. What you love them women.
I like a fast woman. You don't like me a fast
Oh
girl,
my goodness.
Yeah, there is something to that. I'm with you there, dude.
Yeah, I got you.
Like old Margaret Taylor Greene, me and old Margaret been all right. She likes to talk back a little bit.
Oh, when Margaret Taylor Greene and AOC got going at it, like
Baby girl.
Oh yeah.
Really? Don't even play.
Woo!
Now I don't know about Helen. No, now Katie Britton. I don't know about Helen. Her now. Katie. I don't know about Katie.
Careful.
Katie.
Careful.
I'm scared of her. She got a mean. I think she got a
You
mean.
are right to be scared of her. Anybody gets in her way should be scared of her.
Yeah, Katie. Yeah.
Even Trump's like, I would hate to have to fight her. Yeah, because you lost last time, Donald.
And there's another one more girl. What's that girl? Caitlin. The news girl that Trump picked at all the time.
Oh, Caitlin Collins.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't like to take her either, boy, because she just look at you so mean, boy, like she just do something to you, boy.
You know she's from Prattville.
She throw some hot grease or something on you, you know. She wasn't no Alabama fan too. I think she went to Alabama.
Yeah, she went to Alabama. Yeah.
She live in the poison tree or something, you know.
You're in a mood today, and I like it. Began the call with
I'm gone, yo.
These blacks. I'm like,
Not those blacks. These blacks. Not those.
Goodness gracious. I got to hit a break.
Yep.
We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I've rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
You can't control interest rates. You can't control housing inventory. And you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Hi, everybody. Summer is officially 11 days away, but make no mistake about it, we are deep into our summertime pattern. Even the nights are muggy. Any leftover evening storms will fade out quickly. Muggy tonight, overnight low temperature in the low to mid 70s. Thursday and Friday, very similar forecast. Good bit of sunshine, not many storms around. They will be few and far between. The high temperatures will be around 93, 94 each day, and the heat index getting closer to the triple-digit range. Oh, boy. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 334-272-9228. And Blair called us. So let's go to Blair. Hey, Blair. How you doing?
Oh, my. Oh, my. So many times I've wanted to call. Okay, I'm going to try to make this quick because I've got a doctor appointment. Sometimes Duke talks too long. Okay? He talks about people seeing their side and understanding them. He does not do that with the quote unquote white people. Okay? He's almost always complaining about white people and Trump. Okay? God made white people and all other colors. He's giving us a chance to get along on earth, Duke, because the souls in heaven will get along. Okay? And I guess it's going to take Duke going to heaven before he knows the truth, that white people are not mean, hateful people. There's nothing about me racist. I've dated several different nationality of men. I never didn't date a man because of the color of his skin. In fact, one man that I dearly was crazy about was from Jamaica.
Nice.
I didn't know if he was from Jamaica or he was just an African American when I first met him. Okay, now I'm fired up. I understand, and I'm going to research this a little more. My understanding is I saw this, and I think I sent it to Joey and Greg, that slaves started the Republican Party to fight slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nazis. The worst tattoo anyone can have, and Graham, as they call him, knew. Claims he didn't know what it means. No one puts any tattoo on their body because it is permanent. Get real. Didn't like liars. Changes start with one person, and then another, and then another. Let me tell you what I do. I, as a one-person Southern girl, treat everybody the same. I speak to everybody. I open doors for everybody. I have been generous with my money and my time with everybody and anybody. And that's what I do. And I hope by what I do and people see it, not that I tell it, I'm telling it today because I'm riled up. If they see it and they know me, they know my heart, God knows my heart. And if you would show a little more compassion for everybody, instead of calling and complaining, let's talk about what's right in the world. Let's talk about the fact that we do have a chance to go to heaven. Let's talk about the fact that we're not going hungry. Let's talk about the fact that we can pretty much live where we want to live. No, I can't afford $1 million house. Do you think I care? I'm happy and content with what I have. I've worked hard for it. Nobody gave me anything. I was taught, work hard and you'll advance. I did. I'm a pretty content, happy Southern girl. I'm proud of that. Now, I went to the Capitol. I went to Washington January the 6th. I did not go to the Capitol. I'd probably be in jail because I'd been caught up in all that mess. But I went up there. We were having a great day. It was a beautiful day. But there's no doubt in my mind that the supporters of Trump were set up. They were selling merchandise all over the place. You could buy any MAGA hat you wanted. You could claim to be a MAGA person. And then you got that Epstein from Texas saying, let's go in, let's go in. What have they done with him? He's still at home in Texas. Now, don't tell me you won't change my mind on that. They know Trump tried to get the guard to come in, Pelosi wouldn't let him. So that's all a bunch of BS built up, and that's all they want to think about. What about these people with their mask on trying to get into ICE facilities, who are trying to keep the rapists and the murderers and the people that pour gas on people and burn them, and they're fighting them? And they want these people to show their faces so they can go kill their families like they're screaming at them and throwing things at them? What's wrong with people? You don't know how lucky you've got it. You need to go overseas and live in some of these places. Go over and live in a communist country. Go live in a socialist country, and then see what you think about America. I've traveled a little bit. I haven't been to a lot of places. But believe me, when I got back home, I was grateful to be an American. I thank God. I don't know why he put me here, but Jesus, thank you, Jesus Christ. Now, I want people to quit complaining. Let's start being positive. Let's start caring about each other, really. Not calling and complaining because God made somebody white. I didn't ask for that. I'm grateful, but I'd be grateful if I was chocolate or green or purple, because that's what God chose me to be. And if you believe in the Bible, he knows the plans he has for you. And one of them might have been that you were going to be a purple people eater. Now, grow up. I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, Blair,
that was epic.
Fired up.
No, and from your dating history, you might be called white chocolate.
Yeah, well, hey, I got some chocolate I like.
You're so funny, Blair. You're so funny.
He's a cutie pie, let me tell you. Y'all have a good day.
You have a great day. Yeah. Well, okay, that was a great call.
That's easy call to take, right?
Just let her go.
I love Blair. I've met Blair.
Yeah, she's firecracker.
Blair's fun.
Yeah.
I've had dinner with her.
That's
like
very
Blair
nice. Very nice. Sounds like she's an outstanding individual. Yeah.
Well, we got to hit another break, but before we do,
Yeah, what are we going to do?
you know what I have another one of? Now, I don't know if this one's going to be as good
Okay,
as
let's see.
as other ones had been, but more Nobunaga.
Yes, what's he got? What's his latest?
Let's double check to see if he has anything new out here.
He's touring America, baby.
Yeah, he's had all these American experiences. He's like been through quite a lot, actually. And you know, we covered the high five before.
Yes.
Now, this is the latest missive from Nobunaga. There is a sign in the American store that promises something a merchant should never survive. Buy one, and the second is yours, free. I read it 3 times. Buy one, get one. I assume I had misunderstood the language, so I found an employee, a young man stocking shelves, and I asked him to correct me. Nah, you got it right, he said. Buy one, the next one's free. We call it BOGO. BOGO.
BOGO.
I want you to understand the weight of this, writes Nobunaga. A merchant lives by the exchange, one thing for one price. That is the oldest fairness there is. And yet, here was a tradesman who looked at his own goods and said, take 2, pay for 1, walk away richer than you came. Why, I asked, why would you give away the second? He shrugged. So you'll come back, and honestly, people like getting stuff. Makes their day. Makes their day. He was not protecting his chest. He was opening it on purpose so that a stranger might have a small, unexpected joy on an ordinary afternoon. This is BOGO, I said, mostly to myself, the way a man names a thing he intends to remember. So I bought one and received 2. And then I understood the true shape of the gift because I did not need 2. So I turned and gave the free one to the woman besides me, who had been eyeing the same shelf. She blinked. Oh, no, I can't take that. You must, I said. It was never mine to keep. The merchant gave it freely so it could keep moving. I am only passing the second one forward. My voice was steadier than I felt. A free thing in your hands is a strange and heavy honor. The young man watched the whole thing and put his hand over his mouth. Dude, that's not how people usually do BOGO. Then your custom is even more generous than you know, I told him. It does not stop at 2. If you let it, it never stops. The woman took it, laughing, and gave hers, the one she'd already had, to the teenager behind her, who gave his to no one because he was 16 and still learning. We will get him next time. So here is my question for you, America. When the world hands you a second one free, who are you going to hand it to? Nobunaga, folks.
You know, I can't help but just the BOGO and Naga and Gojo and Jogo. It's just, this guy is I'm telling you, he's a Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerer. I love this guy.
We got to hit a break. We might have time for one more about the
need to.
spicy wings of death, but
I want to hear
y'all
about
stay
that.
tuned.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
Dewan Walker has been an Alabama Power customer since 1999.
We're being squeezed on every side. We hear about Alabama Power freezing their rates. That's the best news we can get. Alabama Power rate freeze will provide real relief for Alabama working families. Alabama Power is protecting their customers by making data centers pay their full costs. It makes me feel at peace. Alabama Power is really stepping up and doing what's right for customers.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WATV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final moments of the program. And when we're past 2:50, that means it's time to talk to Ray Bowles in Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Man, I am great. We've been busy as bees in here today, and it all relates to the prices, the quality, the customer service. So if you need a floor, call us, 285-8117. Now that we got all that by us. Hey, how'd you like that TikTok I sent you last night?
That was something. Chanel number, what number were you?
I'm 3.
Yeah, and of course a certain one was Chanel number 1. Ooh.
Yeah. And Emma just dropped another one. Okay, so if y'all don't know what's going on, Emma Ruth, my middle daughter, and Sailor decides that we need a TikTok account for Prattville Carpet. And they wrote a script for Granddaddy or Dad. Y'all, you got to go and look up Prattville Carpet. It is worth your time on TikTok. I promise you, the long video of Dad is absolutely hysterical. But you got to watch it like 3 times to get what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Because they basically make him talk like he's a 13-year-old.
Okay.
And once you understand that, it's really, really funny.
How old is your daughter that's doing this again?
Emma's 29, and then Taylor's 19.
Okay.
No, 26 and 19. Morgan's 30. 30, 26, 19. Don't ask me those questions. I don't know.
It all blurs together.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know their birthdays, but I'd have to pick up their medicine.
No, it just shows like a decade off for me. I'm like, I'm an old man. Like, I'm 37. I don't get what these 26-year-olds are doing.
Look, Dad said when you want to feel old is when your youngest turns 50.
Ooh, yeah.
Then you start feeling a little bit on the old side. So you say, okay, maybe at this point I can. But he refuses to go to the retired luncheon at church because he says he's not retired. He's like, I'm not retired. I'm not going to that. I'm like, Dad, they're your friends. He's like, no, I don't have time. I'm working.
Good man.
But dude, I promise you, worth your time. If you go look up Prattville Carpet TikTok, there's only 2 of them right now.
Y'all check
and
it
both
out.
of them are about Dad. Okay.
Do that.
And if you need a floor, call us, 285-8117.
Again, that's 285-8117, and I will second. The first TikTok I saw was hilarious. Y'all get and check that out over there on the talk. Well, I appreciate it, Rick.
You guys have a great day.
Have a good one, brother.
Duke texted me and said, tell Miss Lady I love Whitey and them.
Well, there you have it. Right out
It's
of the mouth
official.
of it.
And he didn't just say it, he wrote it down.
It is captured now for eternity.
Yeah, with the heart emoji.
Oh, well, then even better. Then
Duke's
he really
using
likes us.
emojis.
I like that.
So I think we have time.
Go for it.
One more, Nobunaga.
Oh, yes.
They made me sign a waiver before the wings arrived. A paper to eat, as though courage came with a release form. The cheerful waiter set the plate down like a man delivering a verdict. These are the infernos. Most people tap out. There's milk if you need it. I looked at the milk. The milk looked back. We understood each other. Neither of us would be needed tonight. I will not be requiring the milk, I said. The first bite arrived like a small sunrise behind the eyes. My tongue filed a formal complaint. My eyes opened a second one. I overruled them both. A man does not ask the fire to be gentler. He only becomes harder to burn. I did not reach for water. I did not wave a hand before my mouth. I sat straight-backed and ate the infernos one by one the way a man receives 10,000 letters of bad news without changing his face. Beside me, a college boy attempting the same challenge was weeping openly into a napkin. So between bites, I turned to him and said calmly that the fire is not the enemy. The wish for it to stop is the enemy. He stared. Then he picked up another wing. When the waiter returned, expecting wreckage, he found an empty plate and a samurai sitting in perfect sweating peace. Sir, you want the wall? You're on the wall now. People take a photo. I rose. I bowed to the plate. I bowed to the kitchen, where unseen hands had forged so worthy a trial. Thank you for the fire, I told them. Then I turned to the room and said, with smoke still somewhere in my soul, comfort teaches a man nothing. Bless the meal that fights back. The college boy lifted his last wing like a torch. The cook came out to shake my hand. The whole table behind me began softly to applaud the strange, calm man who had thanked them for the burning. I walked into the cool evening, mouth aflame, heart entirely at peace. A small fire, faced well, is just another way to know you are alive. I love Nobunaga.
I like this guy. He's very, very poignant.
Anyway, we're at a show. We learn anything?
It was a quick day. It was a quick day today. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
I learned that Duke he loves white people.
Yeah, he told me through text, tell Miss Lady I love Whitey and them.
And then it is the word. It is such is captured. What'd you learn today?
Not much.
He did.
I didn't learn much. Well, I learned Canada's pretty crazy. And we learned that the people picking the Democratic candidates are just wretched. Yeah, but heck, a lot of Republicans are wretched too. And on that note, that even-handed note, we're out of here.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump threatening more airstrikes on Iran. The U.S. military says it launched strikes on Iranian military sites today. Tehran fired back at countries in the region. The president told reporters